Bam! I tweeted. I fucking tweeted. It's hung up on sending a tweet. Will you fucking send a tweet? Oh my god! Thank you.
Me?
No,
Oh.
no.
I was like, I didn't know. I thought you said you were. I'm so sorry.
No.
So sorry, Elise.
It was not that. It was
I'm so
just
sorry.
sat there
Please
doing
forgive me.
nothing. I was like, it gets to the last step of sending a tweet and just sits there. I'm like, I hate you. Stop this.
Sometimes, is it the GIF? Did you attach my GIF?
Yes. Yep.
That GIF is, I think, the least optimized thing in the entire history of the universe. I think it's like a 4 gigabyte GIF. I think that's why it takes so long for Twitter to send it. It's not that big, but also
Trans ladies talking nerdy. All right. Hashtag. First of all, let me copy that.
hashtag.
Let me copy this. I gotta go post this on like 3 Discords. Let's hear. Hashtag Twitch. Hashtag Twitch affiliate. Hashtag Twitch streamer. Hashtag Twitch streamers. Hashtag movies. Hashtag podcast. Hashtag live. Hashtag trans is beautiful. There we go. It's like trying to find a hashtag to hop in here.
I know it's somewhere.
Let's hear. Trans women are women. Trans rights are human rights. There we go.
All right, I am also going live right now.
I'm hitting the tweet button. I'm hitting the fucking tweet button. I tweeted.
I am retweeting.
I twatted.
Quote tweet.
I twatted.
Let's go.
I twatted.
All right.
Two trans ladies talking nerdy. Promote yourself.
I just did.
No, I was just talking about in this.
Through you. Like, I was the lazy one this week. And
last
I was like,
week
you know what?
I fucking did it, so like whatever, it makes sense.
Listen, that's fine. You can't always be doing a whole lot of stuff. You gotta treat yourself right sometimes.
There's this one. The Your Junk channel, and then
my junk channel. What?
And then
none of my channels are junk. They're not always the most updated, but they're not junk. Yeah?
I'm in the wrong tab. That's what's going on here. I'm lost.
That is not good.
All right, we'll turn off the search. Hey, look, we're here. We're live. We're talking to people.
Hey, whoa, hey.
Your face is seen finally. Yay.
Now,
can't wait to get us a logo so we could like replace the just words nerd chat over there with like an actual logo.
Yeah, one day we'll have a logo.
I just gotta pay. My friend's just been really busy with stuff, and I didn't want to like harass her, and she's working.
What if we pay your sister? Can she do logo work?
I don't. It's not the same.
Okay, that's fine.
Like she can do an amazing character drawing.
She can. I've seen it. I love the art streams.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think logos are like her thing. I could ask, but my friend Megan does it, and she does it because she gives me friend prices because we're good friends and we watch movies every other week. We were supposed to watch a movie yesterday, but some shit happened.
She backed out on you?
No. I had to go to a friend's birthday party that was impromptu.
Got it.
Tuesday,
okay,
actually.
I just want to make sure.
Not Wednesday. Tuesday.
Because if I needed to, I would have come all the way out there with my bat and shown Megan what you do when you cross a lease.
She's a wonderful human being. Don't be mean to her.
I'm not being mean. I'm setting a reminder. That's all.
I want her to succeed in life because she's wonderful. She's one good person. But no, she's done all my Twitch emotes and stuff.
Oh, I do like your Twitch emotes.
Yeah, and I gotta get one more. Been wanting for a while to get another Twitch emote with like my little persona holding a heart, so I can spam that and hearts, custom heart.
I do like that. Yeah, that's the one that you're missing.
Yeah, but then I want to get like a trans ladies talking nerdy logo. I want to get a Geigen Gang logo. I want to get a Secret Cinema logo.
Ooh, I like that. Secret Cinema, by the way, is a great name.
I just have to get back to doing it. I'm supposed to do it after the stream here, but I've just been like, I need to find a new day, I think.
Yeah, it's a long day.
Yeah.
And
Not
like
really.
It's just beginning for you, right?
The fucking movie. That's all I
like,
did.
What time is it over on the West Coast? Like 2:00 in the morning or something? Like
8 o'clock or some shit.
Beginning.
I don't fucking know.
It's not 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock over here. so I know it's not
East
8 o'clock
Coast.
over there.
The East Coast is
I'm
8
about
o'clock
as
right now.
far away
East Coast
from
is 3 hours.
the.
You're on East Coast time then if it's 8 o'clock right now.
Yeah, I am. I'm about as far away from the East Coast as you can get and still be in the Eastern time zone.
Yeah, you're like the barely in the Midwest time zone where that's central.
And it's great because like during the summer, it'll be like 10:30, maybe 11 o'clock at night, and the sun will just be setting. The summers out here are glorious because of that.
Winters suck.
Winters suck ass. Yes, this is true. Except for this winter. This winter was like the most mild winter I've ever experienced out
Yeah,
here.
it's
It's
called
a
global
little
climate
ridiculous
change,
if
my
I'm being
friend.
honest.
Global climate change.
What?
That's why.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Did you see the photo that I tweeted this morning of the ski hill that I work at? We have more hills than that one, but that's the first one that you see when you first drive in, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. Like it's the only it's the kind of hill that you would send your children to go ski on because grown adults are not going to want to ski on it. I uh I know that we're not talking magic this week, but I just want to say I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using all of Strixhaven to just replace the Harry Potter shaped hole in my heart. I'm liking the set so far. I know that they really haven't shown anything, just a few cards, but I'm very excited about it. And something that I think you'll be excited about. I assume you'll be excited about it. You like toys based off of uh uh both movies and TV shows, I feel like.
Yeah.
And there is NECA. I don't know
they
if I'm
announced
saying
the
that correctly.
Gargoyles action figures today.
There's a new Gargoyles action figure coming
They have
out
5
from them.
more designs ready to go.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's actually not too expensive. He's only $33. I've seen
Only
worse.
$33 for an action figure.
I'm not gonna buy it. Like
When I was a kid, when I was a little
when
kid,
I was a child,
action figures were like $8. But then again, they have more detail and more posability, and
yeah, they
and
do
it's a licensed
probably have
figure,
more than
so
they
it's
do
like
now, don't they?
it's also a licensed figure, so it's like a third of that price is just a licensing fee.
I mean that is true.
It's probably like a $25 figure if it weren't licensed.
This boy looks pretty pretty detailed though. Here, I'm gonna pop
I
him
jest because I also
on my screen.
look. I jest about $35 because I spent $45 on a King Diamond action figure, so I'm.
I don't
not
know
any
who
better.
King Diamond is. I'm gonna look that up.
He is a heavy metal rock and roller.
King Diamond action figure. Oh yeah, he looks a little bit like a vampire. No, he doesn't. From far away, he kind of does.
He's awesome, but I really like his music. And I was like,
does
I
he
had
have-
I had $50 left over from my birthday money, and I was like, and that came in my email like, hey, we're doing pre-orders for this. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, so it's the one with the bone cross. Nice. Okay, I'm down. I
Getting
like
it
it.
in
I like
July.
it.
It looks like.
I like it. Oh, there's a Conan the Barbarian. Oh, sorry, it's the Snake Priestess from Conan. Oh no, there's also Conan. Sorry,
Wish I
I'm now on a toy site,
I would
so I
have.
apologize.
You're on. Yeah. I wish I'd gotten the Conan the Barbarian actually.
Cancel your pre-order.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It's too late. They already got production samples for King Diamond, and I want King Diamond too. I want
got
both
it.
of them. You understand?
Okay.
But I can't do. I don't.
We'll put that on your Christmas list.
My toys are like such a luxury item for me.
Listen, I'm looking at the Conan one right now. You're not missing out. I think getting King Diamond was the correct call. He comes with more stuff, plus he's got a cool cape. You know, I would like to have a cape that I wear in real life one day.
Dude, I just want to
I
walk
think
around the
that is-
cape all the time. Like
Yeah.
fuck regular fashion, right?
Well, here's the thing. There is one person at work who works in food and beverage. He has a cape, and when he got it, he came down and he showed everyone in the accounting office, even though we literally have like never talked to him on a daily basis. And it was fantastic.
Well, okay then.
So I think the question that's on everybody's
I
mind.
hear a zombie moan in the background in your room.
No, that's my dog. She has a bone in her mouth, and the other dog
Oh.
was chewing on the exposed part of the bone.
She a happy
So they were
puppy.
just kind of growling at that.
That was happy puppy noises. Okay.
It was happy puppy noises.
I like happy puppy noises.
uh, continuing a discussion that we started last week.
Uh-oh.
How did you enjoy the Snyder Cut? Did
I
you
haven't
watch it
seen it
yet?
yet. I didn't get a chance to see it. No.
Cool. I am officially 2 hours more into the Snyder Cut than you are. How does that make you feel?
How far in?
2 hours. We stopped halfway, and then we're like, you know what? That's good enough. I remember we were kind of enjoying it. It wasn't the greatest thing, but at the same time, we didn't really like the first one either. Like again, it was okay. I feel like they're doing too much with the movie, but that's all I'm going to say for now until you see it.
Well, it's 4 hours long, and it's an
Yep,
indulgent cut of a movie.
it
With
is,
like
and
more than
I
half its
understand
footage
that.
reshot. So, I mean, what else can you do? I mean, I'll
I mean,
probably
you can
watch
make
it
a.
all in one sitting, though I'll take pee breaks and food break. But look,
Yes,
I'll watch it all in
yes.
one sitting because I'm a real woman. I can handle these
Oh,
things.
I'm
I'm not
not.
just
I
a
was
child.
drinking and playing video games while I was watching it, which I know
Wow,
are
you weren't
things.
even giving it any attention. Good lord.
No, and I still was bored.
So that's you're not paying attention. Your opinion doesn't count.
Wow.
No, I'm serious. No, what? 1,000%. You didn't watch the movie.
Wow.
You're making assumptions on the
No,
movie.
no. Okay, but here's the thing. This is how I watch every movie. And some movies I do like while doing all of that.
Oh my fucking god! All right. It's all right. I just bought the Lucky Star 3-film collection from Eureka out in the UK.
Okay.
But
All
because
right.
I can't order it through Eureka's website because their stupid little automated pay thing with a credit card doesn't work. Just my card, even if I allow it with my card,
Yeah.
my bank just says no.
No,
So
no,
I had to
sorry.
wait till it hit eBay. Finally hit eBay. I'm paying about $15 too much, of course, but it's an
Oh, I'm
import
sorry.
item from,
It is an import.
and it's limited edition, so it's like whatever.
Ooh,
So it's like
got
okay,
the
fine.
LTD on there.
This
Okay.
motherfucker has the goddamn gall to email me and was like, "Hey, thanks for your purchase. I just wanted to make sure you read the description thoroughly, and this item's region B locked." I'm like, "Yes, I know what I'm fucking buying. Give me the goddamn Jackie Chan. I read my description."
Listen,
Ah!
however, you got to
Anyways.
remember this dude is used to dealing with people like me who is going to get it, pop it into a PlayStation, and be like, why isn't this
I'm
working?
gonna laugh at you every. I laugh at people who do that. You do not read the box, the description.
I no. What?
Well, then whose fault is that? I get to point and laugh at you. Point and
Elise,
laugh. Ha
Elise,
ha ha ha.
here's the thing. No. You know what I do? I judge that movie by the cover. I'm like, all right, based on this cover, am I gonna like it? Sweet. All right,
To be
let's
fair,
go.
I also judge movies by their cover when I buy them. I go,
Yeah,
I
see,
go
you're
like-
doing the same thing.
I'm like, look at me, look at this cover. It screams, at least we'll like this movie.
Frank and his pal.
Frankie
and his pal.
and his pals.
What?
It's
What is this
it's
movie?
a shot on
it
video.
looks like an
It's a shot on
after-school
video.
special.
It's a shot-on-video horror film, and yes, it does look like a Halloween special, which is why I bought it. I was like, okay, I don't know a goddamn thing about it. It's limited edition, so I'm kind of already interested because I have the FOMO issues. Because what if it's a good movie that I wanted, right? So now I bought it. If I don't like it, it's still limited edition.
It's still limited edition.
It's still limited.
Would you sell a movie that you don't like?
I did used to. I don't currently haven't sold anything in about 8 years because there's no place
Okay.
to sell here, and I'm not gonna.
You
take
have a
my
very
limited
large
edition.
collection. You don't even get rid of your duplicates, do you?
Not currently. I will. When me and Stalvin move out, I'm currently saving them for this very reason. Because when Stalvin and I move out, part of the way we're going to subsidize our rent is by going to thrift stores and buying things and selling things on eBay, all that stuff, right? You know.
Oh yeah,
So
that makes sense.
We're both holding on to all our duplicates because we're just going to sell them on eBay when we move out.
Okay.
Because a lot of the limited
Okay.
editions I'm getting rid because there's a few I'm getting rid of that are limited editions. And and even though they're better editions out, that edition's limited. And so the prices are just slowly creeping up on them.
Slowly creeping
And
up.
eventually I'll
They're
be
harder
like,
to get.
here, I'm going to sell this copy of Deep Red. It's worth $140. And there was, what was it? There was something recently I found in my collection. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm having complications from my COVID shot. In other words,
I'm sorry
it's giving
to
me a
hear
cough.
that.
It's giving me the COVID cough. I don't actually
Oh,
have
it's
COVID.
got the COVID cough.
But I've got the cough going on, so it's fun.
I got the COVID tired from my shot.
Oh, I got that too, but it's not so bad. It just means I'm coughing a lot. Sylvan Library. Randomly found out Sylvan Library is like $170, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna sell this Sylvan Library
That
eventually.
card?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Sylvan Library is expensive. It's a great card.
Have it sitting in my draft cube because when I bought it, it was $20.
You could
You
probably
know?
sell your entire draft cube and probably make $1,000 or two.
Nah. Most of my draft cubes are commons and uncommons because most of the best cards in Magic are commons and uncommons.
Oof, hard disagree, but that's not a topic for tonight.
Really, because like some of the best creatures, commons. I mean,
Listen,
Savannah Line's
there's
a 2/1
one
common, brah.
there's one good common creature, and that is Priest of Titania. Everything else,
She's great, but like
she is great, isn't it?
I've got like limited. Oh, I've got like the limited edition of Hell Comes to Frogtown, which they press as a non-limited edition, but mine has the booklet. I mean, it won't have the booklet when I sell it because I'm gonna keep the booklet because I'm a monster.
Why are you gonna sell the booklet? Keep the booklet.
Because it goes in my complete edition that I have, which has both booklets and the poster and the. I'm a crazy person like that. Anyway,
all right.
I'll list it. I'm not putting the listing. I'm not a monster, you know.
No booklet. Okay.
Yeah, no booklet, so it'll be worth less. Like, but it's still the movie. You know, whatever. Like, I just want to get rid of it. I don't even care if I make whatever. Like, I'm literally most of them I'm gonna put up for $1. Just buy them off me. I just whatever they go up to, whatever. Just want them out of my house. Most of them are basic ass bitch common editions. Like, I'll buy a Blu-ray, and then like 6 months, 2 years later, 5 years later, sometimes they'll release a special edition from another company that's like a beautiful deluxe collection, like Tremors, an example. I double dipped on Tremors, but no reason to have that other copy of Tremors anymore.
But like, you've got like a 3,000 deep video collection,
5,000 discs, 3,000 movies. Yeah,
5,000 discs. That means
because I've got like
right
11
now,
copies of Halloween, 1978. Just saying.
Why don't you sell any of those right now?
Because
to move out quicker.
Because I wouldn't. Because that's not what's holding me back right now.
Okay, all right. We'll drop that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to pry.
But like, I will be selling them probably to make rent for a while.
Okay.
You know, this is the way it goes.
That is how it goes.
But I don't want to deal with the hassle of selling and shipping things right now. It's like it's like it costs many spoons for me to do such a meager act to make so little money.
Yes. What like thinking back to like the dawn of your movie watching experience, what was two questions? First off, what was the first movie that you remember watching? And then what was the first movie you remember watching in a theater? And are they the same?
First movie I remember watching.
See, I don't have a memory of the first movie I remember watching that wasn't in a theater. So the first memory that I have is when Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was re-released to the theaters. My aunt took me to see that. And it was fun. I remember really enjoying that movie.
Let's see here.
But I don't remember a lot of movies just in front of the TV watching when I was a young kid.
Yeah, mostly that too. But let's hear. When was Land Before Time released?
See, I remember watching those. I love those.
Oliver and Company.
Ooh, Oliver and Company is great.
All these in theaters. That's the same year. All Dogs, I think it's 93 or something.
I think it's like 91.
Probably. Oh my god. 1989, actually.
We're both wrong.
I saw all those in theaters, so I don't know which one came first.
Oh, you saw those in theaters? Yeah. Look at that. That's fancy.
I was a wee tot. I was like 9, you know. Actually, I would have been 89 would have been I would have been 7, and in 88 I would have been 6.
In 89 I would have been 2.
In 1991, my cousin took me to see. No, in 1990, my cousin took me to see Halloween 1978 for the first time and scared the shit out of me.
Well, okay, one second.
Foster child that my grandma raised, not really a cousin.
Okay.
He convinced me during the movie that he whispered to me like 30 minutes in the movie, Michael Myers is based on my father because his dad's named Mike Myers. So as a kid, I was terrified that he's gonna come back and kill all of us because we're related.
Well, as long as you
he's the next in line after Lori, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
you'll be fine.
uh,
Just don't do
so
anything to
that's
make
like
him
probably
mad.
my most formative. Hey, Angie! That's probably my most formative theater experience, is seeing Halloween at like 9 years old, 8 years old.
Yeah,
I mean, most of
yeah.
the stuff I saw on VHS or TV after that.
Yeah, I'd see there must have been a lot of movies, but I really cannot remember anything that came before the one and only um Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Like I cannot think of a movie that I saw before then. And I know I should be able to, but it's not coming.
Interesting. I
And
mean, I
I
remember
wish I
seeing
could
lots
figure
and
it
lots
out.
and lots of movies. I've always been a movie watcher, because as a child of neglect, there's only so many things you can do to keep yourself entertained. Listen to
That's
music,
true.
play with your toys, watch movies. So. Until the internet came around, then I never really left the computer.
Why would you need or want to leave the computer?
I
I
never
mean, the
did.
computer
It was my only
gives you
escape from my
everything.
shit life, so why would I want to leave it? You know. But no, that's back then, obviously.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I'm still, I guess, a net child of neglect, but you said the point. Anyway, how's it going?
So you are you considered Gen X or are you considered
I am an elder millennial, and 1982 is literally the cutoff period for millennials. So
okay.
I am literally an elder millennial, but I've never really felt like a millennial or a Gen Xer because
Yeah,
like
you're
that's the thing is every generation. In fact, people who on the between millennial and Gen Z who are on that borderline will not feel really like either one
yeah, which makes
because it's a
sense.
slow, gradual shift. It's not really it's not like a hard you're this or that. Like you should feel this way, you should feel that way because people in the middle kind
Yeah.
of like float between the two. They have friends in both groups usually, and so it's like people like me, other people who are like 10 years younger than me, or that kind of thing, will feel similarly, like they don't belong in either millennial or Gen Z, whatever Zoomers, whatever they're called, whatever the
No,
next one's called. So
yeah, I'm pretty solidly a millennial. And I'm happy with that. Actually, my therapist
when were
is a
you
boomer.
born?
I was born in '87.
You are a millennial, yeah.
Yep. My
Hey! Hi,
my
Erica!
my therapist we were talking and like at some point I was just like, okay, boomer to her. And she's like, how do you know that I'm a boomer? And I was like, first off, her name's Karen and I love her. But I was like, Karen, you're totally a boomer. She's like, how old do you think I am? I was like, Karen, that's a trap. I refuse to answer that, but you
I
are
had a
a
joke that I'll
boomer.
keep to myself now.
And so she was like, yeah, I'm right on the cusp between boomers and Gen X. And I was like,
Cusp
okay,
between
so like I'm
boomers.
probably right. And I was like, which one do you identify as? And she's like, boomer. And I was like, okay, boomer.
Perfect. Perfect. I love it.
She's a good one though. I like my therapist. You don't always get good ones, but she's a good one.
Anyway, so yeah, my therapist is also a boomer. I think she's gay though, but she doesn't talk about her life at all, which is fine. I don't think she's really supposed to, but
Yeah, mine doesn't
it's
either.
fine. It's fine.
It's
But
like they want to talk about me the entire time or something. I don't
why the fuck
understand
you
it.
want to talk about me? I'm boring. Ugh. Ugh.
Everyone tuning in right now, what are you doing with
What are
your
you
lives?
doing
You
with
can
your
you
life?
can
Why
be
are you
doing
watching
it
us?
anywhere.
Jesus.
You're watching us two weird trans ladies talking about nerdy
On a
stuff.
fucking Thursday. What the hell? Can't you go out
Yeah,
like
Thursday night.
clubbing? Oh wait, there's a pandemic. Never mind. That's why people are
Wait,
here.
do people club on the
Are we
Thursday?
gonna?
Is
Is
that
our
something?
show gonna? Our show gonna just like? Is that when we're gonna jump the shark? The pandemic ends and no one shows up anymore.
No.
I think that's what's
I
gonna
mean,
happen.
I had one stream where I had 0.1 people watch me for the entire stream. So I'm like, I'm already living there, buddy. I'm just here for the fun. It's though in my defense, that was also the stream where my internet would not stay up for more than 5 minutes.
Oh, I hate when that
Yeah,
happens. You know what I
that
found
was the
though?
worst.
I found if your internet's fine, but your connection to Twitch is bad,
Yeah.
choosing connections across the country makes the delay longer, but makes this connection stable because no one's doing like when I start streaming. If I have to stream at night, I
Yeah.
will stream out of fucking Milwaukee or whatever because no one's awake in Milwaukee to stream, so I can just stream out of Milwaukee servers and no one gives a shit. So I get a nice,
Oh,
clean,
see,
beautiful server or connection with all the qualities, everything. That's the trick. Don't use the one you're in. You gotta manually choose one across the country. And yes, like I said, the delay is hellacious. It's almost like a minute delay between when someone says something in the comment and I can reply to it. But I have good quality video. And that's super important to me.
that is true. My issue was that it was just literally like Wi-Fi network not detected. Like it had nothing to do with
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
server.
Oh,
It
I'm
was
saying,
just
like I said,
Wi-Fi.
if it's not your own home internet, and it's just them. Because sometimes you just get a bad connection to Twitch. Try one that's across the country from you. Because
I'll keep that in mind. Actually, that's good advice.
Yeah, people are probably not doing things at fucking 6 a.m., 3 a.m. when it's 6 a.m. your time if you're in like the morning or something. As an example.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
I mean, I try not to do anything that late at night. You know me. I'm asleep at like 10.
Yeah,
And you're like, I know, I hate you for it too.
I don't hate you. For
I
it
wish
at all.
I could be asleep at 10.
No, I actually don't.
No?
Oh, Angie says she's enjoying it, but she also made an angry face at us for insulting her. So, love you, Angie.
Sorry, Angie. I say it out of love. I swear.
Oh, I love that lady. She knows.
But okay, so movies. Are
Yeah.
you? Do you get to go to the theaters that often?
I went to the theaters all the time until about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Leaving 2 hours from a theater makes it harder to go to the theater.
Yeah, that's true.
There's actually a theater
You're
that's
that
closer,
far
but
from a theater?
there is a theater that's closer, and they allow food and like they do like sit down foodie thing. But
Ooh.
here's what's really fucking janky. So if you don't get the one movie that's in the main theater and you get one of the side theaters, it's just a projector and some folding chairs. In the attic of the building, there's 2 little mini theaters. I saw Jurassic World in this fucking thing.
No,
Yeah.
really?
So I'm like, I could have just stayed home. So I just stay home now. Unless it's a big movie. I saw King of the Monsters, Godzilla King of the Monsters, as an example, in theaters. I saw all the Avengers films, not all the Marvel films, all the Avengers films, as an example. So like,
yeah, no, that makes sense.
I've seen most of the Marvel films in theaters. I've seen most of the Star Wars films in theaters. I didn't see the last Star Wars film in theater. It's the only one I've missed. Number 9.
That's
9.
okay.
I've literally seen every single other one in theaters. At least
I
3 times
feel terrible about this. I did not watch the original Matrix in theaters, and I
saw
really
that in
wish
theaters.
I had.
I was in high school though. I didn't understand it. You know.
Well, I didn't understand. Like, it was a great movie, regardless of the fact that it was about my people.
Yeah, Neo was just cool. He's basically Superman at the end of that movie.
Like, yeah, and like I didn't do that, but then after that, Matrix 2 came out during the summer. The Matrix 3 came out either the day before or the day of my birthday, so I saw both of those.
Yeah, that was in
What's
the
that?
early 2000s by that point, I think, right?
Yep. That was while I was still in high school.
2002,
So
I think maybe 2003. Anyway, I believe Matrix was like 98 or 99. It was like really on the cusp of the next movie.
I think it was 99. I could be wrong
way
about
the fuck
that.
ahead of its time is what it was. It was so good.
It was. I agree, and it still is. I think like there are people that are still imitating it.
No one's ever been able to do bullet time quite as well.
No, they have. You know what? Not even video games do bullet time.
There's been a lot of imitators. Video games have gotten close, but no one has been able to replicate that visceral bullet time they did. There's just
it's because it was like the first time when you see it, you're just like,
I mean, maybe
what is going on?
I think it's just back then production cycles were shorter or longer, so like they had more time to work on the effects.
That is very valid. They were a lot longer back then.
Like, I think they worked on the post production of that movie for like over a year. Now you get 3 months. Good luck.
You know, I kind of want to. I kind of want to whip out the Animatrix. I've only seen that 2 or 3 times in my life.
I haven't seen.
We should make some time to see that. I don't own a copy of it, but yeah.
I do. I've got the Matrix collection on Blu-ray because I collect physical media. Shocker, I know, right? No one would have guessed that.
I have, I think, all 3 Matrix movies on DVD.
That's not the same thing. That's the ultimate Blu-ray set. It's beautiful and Blu-ray and gorgeous. Has all the special features.
Yeah, but does your Matrix copy
That's not true, actually. There are some special features on both the Snapper Keeper DVD and the regular releases of Matrix that aren't available on the Blu-ray randomly.
Okay, when you say Snapper Keeper, I think I was literally just about to describe my DVD case
Cardboard
because it
snap.
literally,
Yeah,
yeah, like it snaps over like the whole
it's
like
called a snapper keeper.
I didn't know it was called
It's
that.
actually that's called a trapper keeper. It was a folder back in the 80s, early
Yeah,
90s.
no, I've had
But
Trapper
they call them,
Keepers.
we call them snapper keepers. They fold just like the trapper keeper, but they snap shut and they don't Velcro shut. So.
Yeah. Oh, I was just about to break the fact that I had the DVD of The Matrix Snapper.
I mean, right next to me, I've got like 10 snapper keeper movies. I mean, there's
I
some movies that have
know,
never been released, and some of
but I
them
was
like
just trying to save
Stargate.
face over the fact that I don't have
Here,
Blu-ray versions of
here,
The
look at
Matrix.
this. Here, you know what? This is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna bust this shit out.
All right, let's go. Let's see it.
Oh, okay. Well, there goes the box of tissues on the floor. First, we have this box, which I have to move. Ugh. That's overstock Blu-rays.
It's my overstock of my collection. I have hit overstock for my Magic cards, because the white boxes that I keep it in, I have one here, and then I have one here that you can't really see because I've got crap there.
Special
But they're
features,
both completely filled.
special features not in the Blu-ray.
So they're remaking Blade, so
I
I'm
know.
gonna just get the new
And
stuff.
then this is only
Kangaroo
only
Jack.
available on DVD still.
Oh yeah, it really is. I've actually heard about
Here's
that
a
fact.
fucking rarity. This shit's hard as shit to find.
UFOs above and beyond. Ooh, with what's his face?
James
Scotty.
Doohan. It's the early UFO silliness DVD that was like released. There's
Every
that
now and
one.
then I'll like be watching Nazi UFO hunters, and then my wife will come in and she'll be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And she's like, "Oh, why are you watching this crap? Why are you tainting my Netflix with this crap?" And I'm like, "I'm
You
sorry."
look here and you go, I don't talk shit about your shows. You have a little respect about my shows.
No, but here's the thing. I
Otherwise,
do talk shit
I'm gonna
about her shows.
go to Caliu, and we're gonna try to run 40 hours of Caliu while I sleep. You want to test me,
Listen.
lady? You want to test me, lady? I'll go turn on all the kid shows while you're asleep. And your fucking Netflix recommendations will fucked up forever. Sorry.
You know how
I get
like I
aggro
kind of get on your
about that
nerves
shit.
about movies? It's not just exclusively you. It's anyone I know.
This is also why I say everyone should have their own personal Netflix profile. Don't you
Oh,
fucking touch my
I
profile.
do, but hers is first.
Oh God. I just fucking hold on. I just flipped out of the street.
Okay.
I knocked my mouse. Okay, all right. You were saying?
Whoops.
That was funny. Oh. Okay. Anyway, I've got more somewhere. Anyway, so yeah, I'm a big proponent of like get your own Netflix account. Don't touch my shit. There's no reason why we can't both have one, unless you're out of slots because you have family or something. Like it's.
I'm gonna touch all your stuff.
Ooh, is that a promise?
It's a threat.
Oh, hey. Don't threaten me with a good time. Anyway.
I think it would be. I don't have an answer for this. We're not going to do this today, but one day we need to go through for like a decade, maybe 2 decades, maybe 3 decades, and we should name our favorite movies from each year.
Okay.
But again, not tonight because I don't know my movies that well. But I think it would be.
Just type in go to Letterbox and then click on films.
Okay, let's go right now.
And then you can choose the specific year.
Do I need to sign up for Letterboxd?
No, you shouldn't. Letterbox.com/films. And choose year, and then you can narrow it down to a specific year, and it'll tell you all those popular movies. Since you're only gonna choose the popular movies.
Yeah, you want to do?
I doubt you've watched any deep cuts, as you said. You're not like the most deep cinematic explorer, which is fine.
Heck no. Oh, this is perfect. All right, let's go. Let's go to
Meanwhile,
1990.
I pull up all my personal films because now I can do the ones I've seen specifically. Because 1990s, okay, and then the 90s.
Okay.
What year first? 1990.
1990. Let's start in 1990, and we'll go from there.
My highest first. All right, I see some selections.
Okay.
This one's easy. I don't have to look.
So
I got it
already. I'm gonna go down the first 3 movies, and I'll let everyone in chat get very angry at me. The first 3 movies that they list, Goodfellas, which no, I've not seen Goodfellas.
I have not seen Goodfellas.
Oh, I'm surprised by that.
There's plenty of classics I haven't seen. I see a lot of trash.
Home Alone, which I have not seen. or
I'm sorry, what?
Edward Scissorhands, which I also have not seen.
Okay, that's fine. But Home Alone, it's like a childhood classic. You should have definitely seen that on TV at some point.
I've never seen it.
It's like it's a
Um,
Christmas classic. I don't get it. Anyway,
I didn't watch it growing up, and because of that, I just didn't care.
that's fine. All right. So for me, my highest rated films in 1990 are Tremors,
Mm-hmm.
Nightbreed,
Okay.
and Paris is Burning.
Oh, okay. See, I've heard of Paris is Burning. Does that
Paris is
count for
Burning is about
any?
New York's. I'm pretty sure it's New York's drag balls. So what's funny is
Oh,
I saw this movie in like 94, 96 or something. It came out in 1990. So I saw it like 93, 94 when it was playing on HBO, and I was an impressionable young teen, and I was like, wait, people can do this? Wait, I can
the
do this?
thing.
I can dress in girls' clothes? No one told me I could dress in girls' clothes. It was like an eye opener.
Wow.
It's on my trans canon for a reason. There's a reason why I rate it 5 stars. It's essential viewing, I think, personally.
Essential viewing.
Yes. It just got a Criterion release. I just bought it on Blu-ray. It's so essential that I literally bought it on Blu-ray. I had to own it.
Wow.
Who knows how long
Okay.
it'll be available? Criterion's can go out of print really quickly, suddenly.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they were just like not print on demand necessarily, but I thought they just like printed enough of them all the time.
No. See, the thing is, the market for physical media is narrow. And
Yeah,
there's
I can
lots
believe
of
that.
people who can't buy everything, and so there's definitely a point in which things go out of print, but there's still definitely a huge demand for the item. So it's like there's like a fine line of how long you wait for something. And some things I won't wait for. Paris was Burning just came out, but I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother waiting for this one. I need to own
Okay.
this one. It's just like it's such an important film to me. It's like, yeah. Anyway, so what you
I
should be
think my
doing is what you should look through that list and see your top 3 favorite films from 1990.
oh, my top 3
Look
favorite.
at the
Okay,
top, look at all the
so
popular ones, and what are your favorite? Since I doubt you, like I said, doubt you've seen any deep cuts or anything.
yeah, exactly. I have not
Maybe a
seen
movie on
like
TV here or there that I'm like, oh, you'll surprise me with 1 or 2. I'm sure.
so okay, so I'm gonna go with the first 3 that I've seen because like as you imagined, yeah, correctly. Uh, I do tend to stick to popular movies.
There's nothing wrong with that,
Uh,
mind you.
so the 3 that I'm gonna choose as my favorites from the year, there is going to be Child's Play 2.
Oh, that's my favorite of that series actually. Of the up until it starts naming itself Chucky, then I really, really, really like Cult of Chucky. It's my next favorite in that series. So good. Anyway,
Yeah, I did not realize that it started with Child's Play, and I was like when I tried to find it originally, I was like, what am I looking for here, y'all? But
yeah, they changed it because
whatever.
the studio changed the character's rights got sold, but not the title rights. So Lionsgate made a
Oh,
new Child's Play, but it didn't have the same character because they don't have the rights to Chucky.
that's so weird.
So the new Child's Play is its own thing, which is why I should probably give it a chance at some point.
Okay, that actually kind of explains everything, very well actually, because
Oh,
I've
you're
seen the
welcome.
new Child's Play,
I need to see
and
it.
I was
I
a
hear
little
it's really good,
confused.
actually. So,
So okay,
and you know what? As much as I don't think certain movies just shouldn't be remade, but they're gonna be remade anyway. So you just go. I hope it's true to the spirit of the original. Because
exactly.
then maybe it will trigger someone. I want to go see the original movie now, and we got a
Yeah.
fandom going, and there's nothing wrong with that kind of fandom, right? It's just anyway. So your third film.
Well, that was my first film.
Okay, Child's Play 2. Sorry, you said what was your first? Oh, I thought you said one more. Sorry, continue.
No, I'm starting at the bottom. We're working up. Number 2, Kindergarten Cop. I used to watch that a lot as a kid.
Put that cookie
I think
down.
I think it's an underrated Arnold movie that people
not.
figured a lot about.
It's not underrated. It's not forgotten in the least. You just
It
hang out with the wrong
is
people.
no one remembers it.
No, everyone remembers that movie. It's hugely. It's a meme. It's a meme. To put the cookie down thing's a fucking meme.
Sorry. And then I think my top movie for the year is another Arnold classic.
I've only seen 100 movies from 1990.
Total Recall. I liked the movie a lot. I also like the new one. It's a little too polished for me, as weird as that is, but
I like the world
I liked
building.
it.
I like the world building the new movie did, but I don't think it. I don't think it was great. It was okay.
It was okay. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't hate it. but it was more. I hear it's more accurate to the book, but who cares? I like the
Yeah,
original movie.
I think
The original
I
movie
think
is
I've heard
like
that too.
the original Total Recall is right in the middle of Paul Verhoeven's like transhumanist arc, which ends with Showgirls.
Okay,
Yes, I know. One day I will definitely explain why Showgirls is transhumanist. I'll get there. I promise.
thank you.
I have an essay brewing in my brain. Someday it'll come out. I'm gonna talk about transhumanism of Paul Verhoeven, and then like, you know, everyone thinks, oh, RoboCop, Starship Troopers, Total
Yeah.
Recall, making
Starship Troopers is so good.
There's also Hollow Man, and also Showgirls, because it's transhumanist in a way that isn't based on technology. It's based on social stuff. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just as important, honestly.
Anyway, so one of these days I'll write that. Anyway, so 1991 are we on now?
1991. And I have my 3 picked out for this if you want me to go first.
Go ahead.
All right, so we're going to start at the bottom. Actually, I lost my bottom movie. What was the bottom movie? Oh, there it is. Sorry. Star Trek 4, The Undiscovered Country. I didn't
Star Trek
realize
4 was one of my favorite soundtracks. My cousin, when I was a kid, we're hanging out, and it's like, oh my god, this music's so cool. What is this from? And he's like, Star Trek 4. And it's like, oh, I really want this. I'd love to hear this. And then, like, 2 weeks later, he presented me with a recorded tape of the entire soundtrack. He recorded the whole soundtrack front to end for me on a tape.
I feel bad about these choices because I really have 4 movies that I like from this year. Star Trek, just because it's Star Trek.
By the way, Undiscovered Country is, in my opinion, the best Star Trek movie.
That's a rare opinion. I think you might be like in there with like 5% of Star Trek fans.
I'm perfectly okay with being with 5% Star Trek fans.
That doesn't surprise me at least. You go by your own ship, and that's what I like about you. It may be the evergreen, but it doesn't matter. It's still your own ship.
I mean, the things that happen in that movie are deep political implications for the entire universe that stem forward all the way to Next Generation. They mention the fucking situation in an episode of Next Generation.
That's true, they do.
So I mean, it's a hugely important moment. It's like this political intrigue. Hadn't been present in Star Trek prior.
Yeah.
But this world is rife for that kind of thing. And I'm so glad they did that with the original cast. I really liked it. Also, the guy gets kicked in the knee and it's his dick. I mean, why couldn't you think that's the best one?
Honorable mention, real quick. I'm gonna cheat. We're not gonna talk about it. I mean, we can. But T2 Judgment Day is on here. I feel bad that I'm rating Star Trek above that. Because T2 is a great movie.
T2 is probably one of the greatest action sci-fi films ever.
I agree. That's why I feel bad for ranking
movies,
it.
One of the best
fourth?
cyberpunk films. The 1000% best Arnold Schwarzenegger film.
What about Kindergarten Cop?
No. But Commando's pretty close. I love Commando a lot.
I've never seen Commando. And then 2 and 1 should not surprise anybody. Number 2, I mean, they're very close, and these may switch on any given day. Number 2 is Beauty and the Beast.
The animated one, yeah.
The animated one.
There's a lot of history, so you have to be, and a few of them in 92, 91, I might add.
As a child, I hated it. Every time I would visit my cousins, which was a rare occurrence because I lived several states away, they would make us watch this, and I was like, no, I'm not going to watch it. So I would hide the movie. But I still love it. I've learned to love it in my age.
Oh my god, you tried to hide the movie. That's brilliant.
Yeah, no, I did. I would literally hide the entire movie, and then they would get so pissed at me. But I'm like, I don't want to watch it anymore. Leave me be. And then number 1 is what I think might be Robin Williams' best movie. Hook. I love Hook. Love Hook.
Hook, but in 1991, Robin Williams really did do his best movie. It's called The Fisher King.
No, I said his best movie.
I said his best movie, yeah.
No, I said the best movie. Like it's better than the rest.
No, 1000%. Listen to me when I say The Fisher King is Robin Williams' best role. It is one of his best movies, and you owe it to yourself to definitely go check it out.
Okay. I
1000%.
can
There's
do that.
nothing
I can
wrong
check it out.
with the movie you chose. It's a great fucking movie. I love Hook. I think Hook is completely underrated.
People
Okay?
underrate Hook.
Yes, there's a whole lot of people who think it's a bad movie. It was critically panned when it
No.
came out.
It's like the perfect movie.
You don't want to. The only reason why it has any kind of regard now is because, like most movies that are cult classics now, they played over and over again on TV because they were filler for the cheap time. So, if I had a TV station, I would go to the movie studios and say, "Hey, what do you got licensing?" And say, "Here, we have these packages of movies." And each package has like one or two tentpole like good movies, and then it's got a bunch of B movies and a bunch of movies that failed the box office. No, not necessarily any of them are bad, right? But they become famous and popular because of playing over and over again. People finally were like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good." People finally paid attention to it. Basically, and there's so many movies in the '90s that happened to. People Under the Stairs, that's another one. The Rocketeer did not so great. I mean, like,
Oh yeah, I saw that. I've never seen The Rocketeer.
like one of my favorites, Nothing But Trouble. Fucking an iconic tentpole piece of weird punk cinema.
Okay.
And it's like so inventive and so fucking weird and so cool and it's regarded as a terrible movie. But I don't understand. It's so good. I want them to release the Dan Aykroyd cut because Dan Aykroyd, the director, he had to trim a bunch out, and I really wish we could see it all.
Yeah, I mean, I always like
this movie is like the silly comedy about these people who like get stuck in this podunk town and like there are all these weird people who live there, but it's like so infused with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it's such absurdist comedy. It's such a weird like blending. It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre too. It's a weird blending of comedy and horror, and I fucking adore the movie. But it was critically panned. And it's considered terrible. Played all the time on TV.
I don't know how I missed it then.
Well,
I mean, I'm blind. That's how I've missed it. And also, Hook was probably on at the same time, and I'd be like, "Oh, sweet, Hook's on. I'm gonna go watch Hook."
Growing up,
I love Hook.
did you have HBO growing up?
Oh no, I did not.
That's why you didn't see Nothing But Trouble.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's the reason why.
Well, it played on TV, but it played more on
Sometimes late at night, I would get some grainy HBO,
like,
if you know what I mean.
And some other underappreciated films, Hot Shots Part 2.
I've heard of Hot Shots, but the only Hot Shots I like is the PlayStation golf game.
Not related.
I know.
Just flat out, not related. You're welcome. I know it's not a funny segment. Whatever, you're welcome. All right, so my picks are Ernest Scared Stupid.
Ooh, that's not a bad one at all.
Since we already talked about Terminator 2 and Fisher King, a bunch of other ones. I'm picking the ones that we haven't picked, right? So
okay.
So Ernest Scared Stupid. This is great. One of the best Ernest films. It's so silly. I believe it's special effect by John Carl Buechler. Let me double check.
And then also tell me what John Carl Buechler has done.
I will tell you if I
thank you. I knew you would.
I gotta find in the cast list. 1 second.
This may surprise you, but I don't know.
It is in fact not his special effects. Damn, I am shocked.
Oh.
Legit shocked right now because it looks like his troll designs from the movie Troll, the first Troll.
You know, they just stole it. No one watched Troll.
It's very possible.
Wasn't Trolls like universally panned, or am I making that up?
I don't know. Maybe. Troll 2 is considered one of the worst movies of all time. I don't know about Troll 1.
I'm thinking of Troll 2.
Troll
that's
2,
what I'm
which
thinking.
has Nilbog and goblins and no trolls.
Yes.
Here you go. Once Upon a Time in China, 1991.
I've heard about that one.
Jet Li martial arts film, but there's this moment like it's a Choi Hawk film, and he's a fucking amazing director. That comes out of the new wave Hong Kong in the late 80s, early 90s, which he was like, or late 70s, early 80s, all the way to 90s. He was trained in the West, so a lot of those. So at some point, there are a bunch of people from China are sent over to America to like learn how to do art stuff, like movies, TV, all that stuff. They come back with that training, and there's a whole wave of movies and television, and it's all inventive. Jackie Chan came up in this as an example.
Okay, yeah.
You know, John Woo, Michelle Yeoh. Those are all people who came from that era, from those movies. And so, Once Upon a Time in China comes out in this era, but there's this beautiful imagery. It's like raining. There's this guy called Iron Shirt. He has like this Iron Shirt kung fu where he can't take damage when you hit him in the chest. So he blocks into his chest, right? So he does this thing. I will do this feat for you. Break these spears in my chest if you will give me money. And they agree. And so he goes and he breaks the spears, and they take the money and they throw it on the ground as an insult. And there's this moment where he pauses. He's considering his own personal honor and face that he's gonna have to. But he also realizes he's got a family to feed, so he drops to his knees and picks this stuff up. And it's like this one little moment in this otherwise fantastic kung fu film that really accentuates some of the anti-capitalist message. Considering Westerners are the evil, the Western British people are the evil foreigners in this movie.
How could British people be evil in a?
I've got a video to show you called "The British Caused Everything." And it's a joke video, but it's funny. It talks about how they caused every atrocity because they did this and this and this, and therefore, I mean, they came to America first. They brought us here, so we wouldn't exist without them. So, same with Canada, same with Australia. So all the atrocities committed on all the continents all stem to the British, who did their own atrocities. So it's all British. It's all Britain's fault.
Have I? This is a huge tangent, but have I ever told you about how the Roman Empire is directly responsible for the size of our space shuttle?
What? Yeah,
Got it.
Tell me
So,
this.
Just real quick, and I'm going to get some of these
fine.
facts wrong, but that's okay.
Go for it. Be wrong.
So,
Science wrongness.
The Roman Empire, they had carts. And being in the military, you want all those carts to be a standard size.
Carts
so
or
that
cards? Cards.
What's that?
Cards or carts?
Carts.
With a T.
Like horse-drawn carts.
Gotcha. All right.
And you wanted those all to be the same size because of the ruts in the road caused by the carts.
Correct.
If they weren't the right ones, it would screw up your wheels.
You'd be doing this a lot up and out of the... Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. The Roman Empire made it and conquered England. And so they brought their carts with them there. Later on, as technology advanced, England went and they built roads and they built railways based on the same specifications of those carts, because those roads were already in place. Why change something that's already, that's not broken?
Why fix it if it ain't broken? Yeah. That's
America, when, we came from the British, we imported that as well. So all of our trains were that big, and then includes all the tunnels for the trains were big enough to fit that. Because of that, we manufactured our the rocket engines on the far side of the country, and they had to get shipped to Florida. But to do that, they had to go through a tunnel, so it could only be as big as the tunnel would allow. And because of the fact that the train was a certain size based on history, they helped determine the size of the space shuttle.
A perfect example of the butterfly effect.
I know. I love it. It makes me so happy.
Small little things that make a huge difference in the long run.
Okay. So I think there was
I had one more movie from 91. 91. I'm going to say Samurai Cop.
I've heard of that one.
It's one of the best pieces in our cinema. There's a moment in which Matt Hannon, the Samurai Cop, that's the actor's name, swings a sword. His wig comes off. He catches his wig, puts it back on, and it's in the movie, and they never cut it out. It's one take cinema at its finest.
Wow.
It's glorious. It's one of the best sublimely good films. It's not good because they succeeded. It's good because they failed.
It's good because they failed.
Yep. 92.
92. Would you like to go first for this one, or would you like me to?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Army of Darkness.
Yep, I thought you were going to say that.
I mean, what better distillation of like distillation? I'm using that word a lot. What better like example of horror slapstick comedy? It's like one of the defining moments of the horror comedy genre. It like literally influenced everything that came after it. So you're saying the stuff that before it was like Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. There wasn't a lot of comedy horror like that. I mean, there was some comedy horror in the 80s.
Oh, sure there was. It's just hard to find.
Part 25, Saturday the 14th. There's a bunch of them, right? A Wacko. There was also Scared Stiff. So there's a bunch of these, like, there are horror comedies in the 80s and the 70s, but, like, not a lot of them. Army of Darkness comes by, and then there's, like, Jack Brooks' Monster Slayer, and, like, well, what else is there? There's a Monster Party. There's what is the other one? Oh, there's like a bunch more. There's like a whole bunch of them. They keep making them. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, which is probably one of the finest horror comedies ever made.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil is so good. I love that movie.
But it wouldn't exist without Army of Darkness.
Oh, I 100% believe that.
Not the way it does. We might make it in the world without Army of Darkness. It may have been made differently. It wouldn't have been the same movie, you know. That's number 1. Number 2, Candyman.
Candyman.
A film. It's a horror
I've
film
seen that one.
with one of the best horror villains, one of the sexiest horror villains. That voice, good lord. Moreover, the fact that it is still incredibly relevant, the world we live in is both interesting and saddening because it means we have not improved as a society in 30 years.
That is true.
No improvement at all. In fact, it's gotten worse for some.
Yeah, I agree with that.
For many. So, a poignant, very important movie, I think, in the cinema history. And it will become more important. I think as time goes on, people reassess it. And then number 3, something I wouldn't expect.
Mine are pretty much expected. You can go with the expected choice.
Police Story 3 Super Cop.
Ah, see, there we go.
In the summer when I was obsessed with Jurassic Park, I bought the book with my allowance, even though my mom forbid it. I was in Lubbock with my grandma, and she didn't give a fuck. And every week, my grandma would take me to the theater, and at that time, Jurassic Park had run its course. So it was in the cheap theater already. There, you know. And so I went to Jurassic Park like 10 times. And I saw, then one week I wanted a change of pace, and there was like this weird movie called Super Cop in the other movie in that other theater. And I saw my very first Jackie Chan film in a theater. It was Police Story 3 Super Cop. Arguably one of his best films, by the way. But it may have changed my life forever.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Deeply impactful film. I literally would watch action films after that and like, this is nothing compared to that one I saw. One movie was so good. Why aren't movies made like that?
Why aren't they all good movies? There's no need to have a...
Why aren't all the action movies that well made? You know, why aren't they all that well shot? At the very least. Maybe their stories aren't good, or maybe the acting's not good. And then we can judge them on that. But they should all have amazing action. If you don't have amazing action, what the fuck are you doing?
That's true. Like, if you're in an action movie without good action, well, what are you?
Yeah, Bourne Identity. I mean, what?
Wow.
The whole Bourne franchise can go right into the sun.
Wow, shots fired.
I'll cast as much shade to that series. That movie's been so damaging to fucking film. Like, okay. It takes a cinema verite approach in the way it's filmed. As if there's being... cinema verite is as if the camera is there with the people. It's not really cinema verite. They're not talking to the camera. It's not made like a... But it's like shot like one. So it's shot like war photographer, handheld.
Okay,
So,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Thank you.
It's supposed to get this more visceral feel. But they didn't know how to shoot cinema verite. So what they do is... Every time there's an action scene, they just go this. You don't know what's going on. What's happening? And then there's so quick cuts, you don't know what the fuck's happening. and then it was popular and it did well, and then like now there's so many replicas, and so action films went from being like focused on like action to focus on hiding the fact that they can't do action because they're making them cheaper now. They think
Yeah,
they
I
can
do.
I just
There's a
hate
lot
it.
of jump cuts now. I feel like.
It's not even a jump cut. That's not the wrong term.
I'm sorry.
I know.
You know what I
But
meant, though.
my point is that like there's nothing wrong with quick cuts when you do it right. Oh, you're right about Candyman right
true.
now. Well, that's awesome. I'm so happy. I can't wait to read that, Angie. Assuming I get to read it. I hope I get to read that. That sounds awesome. It was so detrimental to the film because like then there's a million imitators, and I think that's the thing you do for action films. And like now kids are like, those are good action movies. Sit down. Let's watch this film from 1986 from Hong Kong. Let me blow your fucking mind, kid. You know, like I don't know why they didn't like go the route like listen to Jackie Chan. That was amazing. It was art. It was truly art. It was action art. Something you can't say for a lot of action films. Anyway,
that is true.
they don't want to be like Jackie Chan, but why can't you be shot like Jackie Chan? Like, example, I know it's a really long diatribe. When you do fight scenes in American movies, they cut on the strike. So if we're fighting and I go to hit you like this, they'll cut before I make contact. And it cuts to you reacting.
Yep.
Takes everything out, it takes all the motion out of the shot, and it just makes a disconnection.
Okay.
I
yeah,
think
I mean, that's true.
It's a quick and easy way to do action scenes, but better to do choreographed fight scene in which there's minimal striking, real actual striking, not at full power because they're trained actors. You can train to not hit each other. I mean, wrestlers do it all the time.
Yeah.
So they do it all the time, 5 days a week sometimes. So they do that, and you do a shot where I can see everything that's happening. It's so easy. It's literally how Jackie Chan is. He cuts on after the strike. So we're fighting. I strike you. You react to the strike. I cut to your reaction now as you continue to react. So it's different. It gives a better flow to the fighting that American films fail to replicate somewhat for some reason.
I agree, and I've heard that critique often.
I'm a film nerd. I'm sorry.
Well, that's fine. This is what we're talking about.
I have opinions. What are your three?
All right, so my three are probably not going to surprise too many people here. Number 3, we're going to do Reservoir Dogs. It was my first Tarantino film.
Great movie.
It's not my favorite, but it's one that I enjoyed, and it got me kind of like acquainted to his style.
I'm gonna send you City on Fire and tell me what you think about that movie.
City on Fire.
The plot of that movie is Reservoir Dogs, and it is 1000% stolen. I mean, it's its own thing, but it's basically the same plot as City on Fire. Just its own style, though, because they're two different directors. But anyway,
number 2 is The Muppet Christmas Carol.
I think it is quintessential Christmas.
The definitive version of A Christmas Carol. No one has done anything better, and that includes the version with Sir Patrick Stewart.
You got to get the VHS version because it's or the old DVD version that's full screen because the only way to see the uncut one is the song still that's cut out of it.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah,
I like that you have that piece of trivia at the knowledge.
The Blu-ray doesn't have it. The later anamorphic, the widescreen DVD doesn't have it. It's the full screen DVD, the VHS release. But it's full screen VHS, and so it's not as fun to watch. You're missing things, So there's ups and downs, right?
Yes.
So, but I have both versions because it depends on my mood. Sometimes I don't want to hear the extra song. I think it's a deleted scene in the Blu-ray, but it's like it's in the movie. Why did you take it out?
It's no good. It's not a good scene. They should not have included.
What are we doing fake Russian for?
No, why not? Because they go to Russia in one of the movies. That's why.
That would be the Most Wanted one, which is not
yes, exactly.
I think it's like one of the weaker ones.
Welcome to the big house.
I don't think there's a bad Muppet film, by the way.
I don't really think there is either. It's the Muppets.
Wizard of Oz, which is like a direct-to-TV movie. It's still fucking Muppets, man. Like,
yeah, it's the Muppets. How could you be upset about the Muppets?
Yeah, it's the Muppets.
And then my number 1 movie for the year would have to be Aladdin. Give me some of that sweet, sweet Prince Ali. How do you
Aladdin's pretty
be?
good. Yeah, I like that movie.
Pretty good.
I have
It,
no
it
interest in
is.
seeing the remake as an example because the first
Oh
one.
no, the remake's actually pretty good. I actually
Oh
really
my
like
god,
Will
pretty
Smith.
good. And we just did anyway
Okay, it's pretty good as far as
remake. Go.
Disney remakes go. How about that? It is it their best Disney
Look,
remake? I don't know about that.
the chances of me getting a partner who wants to watch all those is pretty high. So like, I'm probably gonna end up having to watch them eventually. So, you know what? I'm not bothered by it. I watch anything once. I watch most things twice. Because I was like, other movies I thought sucked 20 years ago that I
Oh, yeah.
reevaluated are very good. And I was just a dumb movie watcher, right? I was a dumb little girl, didn't know any better. So like, I reevaluate movies after a time if I didn't like him.
Yeah, and
Especially
I
if
think
everyone
that
says that's good. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I tend to be stuck in my opinions, but that's just because I'm a terrible person more than anything else.
I don't know if
So
you're a terrible person. You're not good. You're like
no, no,
you're a
I'm not.
mediocre person.
Mediocre. I think mediocre is a perfect way to
I
describe what I am.
appreciate it. I appreciate you. You're allowed to be exactly who you are, even if it is mediocre. Still love you.
Do you though?
No.
You don't get
You have
angry
to
at
earn my
me.
love. You have to earn my love. Go back to earn my love.
I told my
93.
wife, I was like, you know how I'm just like kind of contrary about with you sometimes. I'm like, I do that to Elise the entire time. We just talk about movies, and then I just whatever her position is, I just take the opposite, and it's great. It's free content, baby.
By the way, I'd like to point out, so we started in 1990. I had 101 movies watched. 91, 113 in 92, was 115 in 93, 136. So it's starting to go
Ooh,
up. It's creeping up.
we're jumping up there.
A big blind spot for me is anything from 1950 or older. It's hard. It was hard for me when I was younger to appreciate these films, and I just haven't gotten around to watching any of those films now. So, like, it's a huge blind spot. There's a good chunk of like classic cinema I have not seen. So
Well,
someone's like, have you seen Casablanca? I'm like, no. Have you seen Gone with the Wind? No. Have you seen name famous movie that's not Citizen Kane? Nope, haven't seen it. Have you seen most of the Hitchcocks? We're getting there. Seen a lot of I've seen a bunch of noir films. That's about the extent of my pre-50s film knowledge.
That doesn't surprise
Giant
me.
monster movies, of course. But
so 93.
This is a good year. It's when Jurassic Park comes out.
Well, exactly, and
So
I'm gonna go
seen
first.
Jurassic Park. It was in '94 when I'm seeing Jurassic Park and Super Cop. Not '90. So that's when I'm seeing it because Jurassic Park has to come out and then it's got to be in the cheap theater.
Yes, exactly.
So it's got to be '94 when I see it then.
So like I'm not gonna like count Jurassic Park because it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I think it'd be kind of silly to count it because it's pretty much beloved by everybody.
It's just so great. The
also,
other movies
how did I not log it as a 10 out of 10? 1 second, let me fix that real quick.
Are you really changing it?
Yeah,
just on the fly?
I do that all the time. All the time. You have no idea. I changed like 4 of them while you were just talking and didn't say anything.
I love it. All right, so my 3. We're gonna start number 3, Mrs. Doubtfire.
That's a great movie. Is that on your trans canon? Did that help? Did that inform your transhood?
No, I don't think it did because I don't see it as a trans character.
Well, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be a trans character to influence you as a trans person.
That's true. But no, I don't really. So I don't really have trans canon.
Okay, well, you should think about that actually. What movies kind of like, or maybe it's books, maybe it's TV shows, maybe it's songs. It's all those things at once. As an example, here's a weird one: Ladybugs, the Jonathan Brandis, Rodney Dangerfield film, where he dresses his son up as a girl so he can play in the girls' soccer team. It's a really when you watch it now.
Every Republican hates trans athletes now.
Yes, correct. But now here's the thing: it's actually when you look at it, when you watch the movie, it's actually hugely creepy.
Yes.
No, in ways you don't expect. I did not see it as a kid, but as a kid, I just thought I want to be a girl. That was the thing. That's all I focused on as a kid. And now as an adult, I'm like, I don't put it in my trans canon. It's technically part of my trans canon, but it's not on my list publicly because I don't want to have to just fucking defend it. Like I know it's trash. It's not about that.
Have a little dissertation about that.
It's just like,
just be like,
I don't want to defend it because it's like it's there because of deeply personal reasons, not because I think it's a good movie. All right.
I
Anyway,
get that.
so yeah, Jurassic Park doesn't count because we all agreed it's
Yeah,
below
Jurassic
5.
Park doesn't count. So
Let's
the
go
number
back and
3 was
forth.
Doubtfire.
Let's go back and forth from now on. I
Oh
like it
yeah,
better.
you know what? I like that idea.
So
Go.
you for me first. Okay, Demolition Man.
Well, oh, see, Demolition Man. I knew you were going to say that.
No, you
Don't tell
didn't.
me how. But I
You did
saw it and I was
not.
like, oh, you know what? She's going to choose that one.
No, you didn't.
I do. It's right here.
Demolition Man is so good. It's like so silly and yet so much fun. I don't know. I just love the world that they built, and also that Taco Bell apparently is the de facto restaurant after the restaurant wars, quote unquote. I guess I changed it
Yeah.
so I didn't in the UK. They're a different company, but still.
No one saw it coming. That's why they won.
Man, Demolition Man, 4 out of 5 stars. I literally adore that movie more than it probably should be.
Wow.
All right, your first one.
Well, my second one.
Oh, what was your first one?
Doubtfire.
All right, Miss Doubtfire. That was a great movie, by the way. I meant to say.
Yep. Yes.
We got distracted talking about other things, but yes.
All right. So that was number 3. Number 2 for me. Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's one of the best. It's one of the best spoofs. It's one of the best
It
spoofs.
really is.
We're
and
men,
it's not just
we're
because Sir
men in
Patrick.
tights. We run around the forest looking for fights. Sorry.
I feel like my humor comes from a lot of movies in the Robin Hood Men in Tights kind of like vein.
So Spaceballs. Do you like the?
Spaceballs,
I mean,
exactly. I love
Mel Brooks was
Spaceballs.
the king of the spoofs, and then
Yes.
like the Zucker brothers were like the princes.
Yep.
Because they did like Amazon Went on the Moon and fuck, what was the other one?
Couldn't tell you.
They did Groove Tube. They did Kentucky Fried Movie. Kentucky Fried Movie, and then there's also Leslie Nielsen who did the Naked Gun films. There's all these spoofs, but the 80s and 90s was the golden age of spoofs. Because after that, Scary Movie starts, and they change from. Here's the problem with modern spoofs. Modern spoofs are let's mock this scene from a movie. That's it. Now a classic spoof is let's take this plot of this guy going through whatever adventure, and let's put some movie references in it that are silly and spoof-like.
Yes.
And there's a difference between those movies.
Yeah, like listen, I love Scary Movie, but it just Scream. It's just Scream.
Scary Movie 3 is pretty good, and Scary Movie 1 is pretty good, but the rest of everything else, 19 movies pretty good. Everything else from the modern era is.
I really also like Not Another Teen Movie, but
that's like the very first of that new era.
Yeah.
You know, and after they did them right, and then they kind of went downhill after all that.
Okay, yeah.
Remember this? Not something about remembering the Spartans. I can't remember that. Meet the Spartans or some shit. I can't remember what that one was.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Fuck that movie. It's like literally, here's a one-hit gag. Here's a one-hit gag. Here's a one-hit gag. I hope you've seen all these movies, because otherwise this is not funny. And it's still not funny, because it's like you have to be genuinely funny on top of it being a spoof. You just have to be funny first. Has to be funny first. Anyway, I have to use the restroom.
I refuse to be funny.
I have to use the restroom, so I'll be right back.
Okay. I should probably talk now. So here's what we're going to talk about instead. We're going to talk about magic cards. Specifically, we're talking about our good friends over at Strixhaven. Listen, I know y'all don't play, not all of you play Magic the Gathering, right? But like the new set, it's called Strixhaven. It's essentially Harry Potter meets Magic the Gathering, and I could not be more excited for it. The one thing that I'm actually like really really excited about is the fact that there's a new Liliana card. Only her name's not Liliana; it's called Professor Onyx. And like, unless you're paying attention, you looked at her her type line, you wouldn't know that she's a Liliana. Like, it's the first time that they've done like a switcheroo on you like that, and I really appreciate it. Like, it's nice. Of course, I mean, she's a black card. I know that surprises probably no one. So I enjoy that. The other thing I enjoy, so there's several houses But the blue greenhouse, it's called Quandrix. You know what's great about them? They're the college of numeromancy, which just means, like, literally, it just means they're a bunch of nerds. They're a bunch of nerds who use math to do magic. Like, I love that idea. I don't know why I have not incorporated that into my own D&D games. Like, I'm an accountant. Like, you just do like accounting so good that it becomes magical. Can you imagine doing the books like that? Do you know how nice they would be? Like, if they just essentially got up and did themselves, that would be so good. It'd be phenomenal. It'd be phenomenal. Another thing that they've done here is they've added in lesson cards. Lesson cards are great. You can kind of have them in like your sideboard and whatnot. Um, but there are certain cards that they're literally called learn. Like, and when you learn, you get to take that from your sideboard and you can put it right into your hand to cast at a later time. I like that. I like that idea. I also really like the fact that there's a bunch of colorless lessons that are just like spells, and someone pointed out they're all introductory classes. They're classes that you have to take, and that's why they're colorless, so that anyone can cast them.
Whose turn was it? Was it my turn? Your turn?
It is yours for number 2.
That's a hard choice. There's a lot of really good movies here.
What is your number 2 rated movie though?
I don't know. I'm looking. Jesus.
Look faster. I thought you had it sorted. I apologize.
Oh no. Oh, Matinee. We'll go with Matinee. Joe
Matinee.
Dante's Matinee from 1993, which is a Dorian love letter to the 1950s gimmick theater stuff like William Castle, where like you'd go see the movie and then like the seat would be electrified and you jump, then the pivotal moment. That kind of theater gag that he was like famous for. It's like a love letter to that era of filmmaking set in that era, and there's like also references to like the Cuban Missile Crisis type stuff, and they're doing a movie in it called Mant, which is like The Fly, but it's a half man, half ant. It's fucking good. It's really goddamn good. It's a beautiful coming of age comedy. I adore it. So good. You're number 3.
My number 1.
Oh, you're number 1. At the bottom. Same difference. Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever. I get it.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, that's a good one.
Give me that sing song.
I am oversaturated with Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare Before Christmas, and Elm Street, I guess. But no, Nightmare Before Christmas products. There seems to be literally everything Nightmare Before Christmas. You could just anything. I want a Nightmare Before Christmas spatula. Look, there's an Oogie Boogie spatula for you. I mean, like it's pervasive, especially in Disneyland. At like every store, there's something. But like, So other than that, like I think it's a great movie. I don't think that takes anything away from the movie. It's just I'm like inundated with stuff.
What I like most about
it? I dated a girl
it
who was obsessed with it, and she
is
stop
that
talking about it. So I'm over the.
It was not done by everyone's favorite spooky guy.
No, it was done by a different guy. But it was based on
Yes, Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, thank you. Based on his character designs and his story. Yep. So like it was like it was like a collaboration, like everything else,
Yes.
Yeah.
And what is your last movie?
Brain Smasher Love Story.
See, I did not have that one on the short list for you, so congratulations.
No one's ever heard of it. Brain Smasher Love Story is Terry Hatcher's like early film career for Terry Hatcher and Andrew Dice Clay. Terry Hatcher's sister comes back from China somewhere with this black lotus thing that if you eat will give you immortality or whatever, and she's being chased by these guys in masks. They're kind of like Kato masks, right? Okay. It's just kind of like an homage to Kato, but they're just like these secret assassins of the secret society that's chasing her. Brain Smasher is the nickname of the bouncer played by Andrew Dice Clay.
Okay.
And she runs into him, and he gets entangled, and he protects her, and they fall in love. That whole thing, right? Same movie. But there's a running gag where people keep calling the bad guys ninjas, and we're not ninjas! It's just a big thing. He earns the name Brain Smasher. He literally smashes someone's brain in with his fist. Like they get a cartoonish imprint with his fist, and
That's a little terrifying.
It's great. Oh my god, it's so much fun. It's an Albert Puyen film. Puyen. He's one of my favorite auteur of the low budget cinema. So like my thing about Albert Puyen, his ideas, his concepts, his stories are hugely bigger than any budget you could ever obtain. His imagination is well beyond any budget, and I adore his imagination. And I always love his movies, even if they're not good movies, because I can see what he was trying to do, and I just
Okay.
it's like there's something about it. It's just so fucking charming. His movies. It's just I don't know. They're not what I objectively though. There's no such thing as objective. There's no such thing as an objective opinion on art. It's all subjective. But like
Unless
even
that
I would say
opinion
the
comes
vast
from
majority of
you.
people would subjectively say it's not his movies are not good, but I find them all endearing. So 1994.
Well, before we leave 1993, I just want to point out real quick that I feel like Steven Spielberg, I think that maybe was like the peak of his career because he had both Jurassic Park and Schindler's List. And like he's done good stuff since then,
And
but I
then
feel
like
like
the year before he had Amistad also.
yeah, I think so. Maybe. I don't know.
Like it was like a big couple years for him, yeah.
Like the early 90s was just like his heyday. So.
Absolutely. All right, 94.
94. We're looking at the movies. It's a lot of good ones. And I'm going to be honest. Okay.
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that's perfect because that's a good one, but I wouldn't have put it in my top 3.
It's considered one of the best movies of all time by IMDb.
It's a great
everywhere.
Movie.
It's amazing. It's a movie that I have seen probably 200 times because like I literally would flip the channel, Shawshank Redemption on, or just stop. It would just play wherever it was in the movie. It doesn't matter. I've seen it 100 times. I know the entire plot of the movie. I don't own it. I've seen it so many times I can just close my eyes and watch the movie. Like I'm good. But it's
fine.
It's a 10 out of 10. It's an amazing movie. Anyway, you're number 1.
My
or 3 or whatever you're
number
going.
3. Okay. Let's go with Speed.
Speed's a great one.
Speed is a great one.
Do you know Speed is a remake of a movie called Bullet Train? Starring Sonny Kiba.
It should be a remake of Speed.
Speed is a remake of Bullet Train.
Of Speed. You can't remake a movie and then just call it something different. How are you gonna know what it was originally
Bullet Train
called?
is about a bullet train that can't stop, and because it has a bomb, so Sonny Kiba has to jump on it, and same thing.
I have a dumb question. Don't they do that bit in like Speed 3? Don't they go on a train?
No, there's a movie called Unstoppable. That's kind of cool. That's actually a pretty fun movie, but look, it doesn't matter.
I know.
No idea is original.
Every idea that springs from my forehead is
every idea has every piece of art, every piece of music, everything is inspired by something, someone in their life, a historical event, another piece of art, subconsciously, if at most, at the least, because even if they're like, oh, I'm not watching any of that stuff, but like. You talk with people, you get inspired, right? Like that's the whole thing.
That's true. Yeah, that is 100% true.
That's how creativity works. There's nothing's original. So yes, the plot of Speed had happened by a decade prior in a movie called Bullet Train, starring Sonny Kiba, which I have on Blu-ray. I need to rewatch. I haven't seen it in about 10 years.
Which I have BT Dubs.
BT Dubs. I don't have Speed though. I need to get that. I haven't seen that in a good 10 years either. I should do a double bill.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right.
My number 2. I just did number 1. Yeah, your number, your movie. Sorry, I apologize.
Twin Sitters.
I've heard of it.
That's because they talk about it all the time. It's the best Barbarian Brothers film. It's basically Home Alone and like a bunch of other movies smushed together, and these two twins end up babysitting these fucking rich twins. And it's silliness, and the Paul brothers, I'm 99% sure, got to dictate what they wore in every scene, because every scene is a wildly different but also interesting outfit that is unique, and I've never seen on anyone else since or before. And
that's impressive.
I'm just saying, like, there's just something about this movie. I just laugh uproariously through all the dumb slapstick comedy. I did a secret cinema screening of this movie, so that was a big one.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's my number one. So it's such a good. My number 3, whatever, same thing. Your number 2.
My number 2, The Lion King.
Why are you always picking the Disney movies? So easy.
I love Disney movies. I literally have a channel on my Spotify that is just Disney songs.
So basic.
I am the basic white lady. It's just it's
Okay,
how
Karen.
it is. Well, that's fine. I'll rock Karen Lee. Let's go. Can I please speak to your manager? I don't like the
Lion
tone
King's
you
great.
use.
Lion King's awesome.
Lion King
Probably
is
the
great.
best adaptation of Shakespeare.
It's even better than the Japanese film that it stole everything from.
Shakespeare. All right.
There was no monkeys in Shakespeare. Thank you very much.
Yeah, what
I don't know. They're actually
94. Oh man, I saw Legend of Drunken Master in the theater with my friends.
Oh,
1994. It's not my pick. I'm just saying that's just like.
No, I know.
So good. Ugh. That's the next time I love with Jackie Chan. Because I was like, guys, you have to come see this movie. I saw this one movie by them like a couple years ago called Super Cop. It was really good, and like it was only the year prior. But, my brain.
Like, we know you won't shut up about Super Cop.
And
Come
then
on.
My friends saw it and they understood, and then they wanted to see Super Cop, and they wanted to see all those movies, and we all went on a binge to watch all those movies together because they were so good. My number 2. This is a hard one. There's a lot of good movies this year.
There are a lot of good movies in '94.
When does Phantasm doesn't come out for another couple of years? I'm gonna say. Ooh. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Oh.
Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Sorry. Because once again, I'm a young, impressionable girl who doesn't realize that she's a girl yet and keeps seeing and being attracted to all these movies about drag queens, cross-dressers, trans people, etc.,
Yeah.
And not realizing that was me. I kept getting drawn to this. Why am I drawn to this stuff? I just find it interesting. Why? Oh, because that's me. It's okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's number 2.
And then my number 1 movie is my favorite movie that only the people who really know me understand. Everyone assumes Jurassic Park is my favorite movie because it's the one I talk about all the time. But my favorite movie of all time.
Say it. I'm psychically telling you what to say. Say it.
Forrest Gump.
Oh, boring.
What?
It's a good movie, but it's a boring pick.
Perfect.
It's a great movie. It's a boring pick. That's all. Nothing. No one more can I add to that. It's just it's a great movie.
And I hear that they actually toned down everything that happened in the movie from the book. Because like in the book, he like goes to space with the first monkey that goes to space, and like that kind of like weirdness. So
interesting.
But yeah, it's my it's one of those movies where I could watch the 4.5 hour cut of it on like TNT, and then when they do another cut of it right afterwards, I'm like, sweet, I get to watch Forrest Gump again.
4.5 hour cut of Forrest Gump?
With all the commercials. Yes.
Oh, you mean it's the TV? Oh, okay. I was thinking like there's an extended. I would see an extended cut of Forrest Gump. But they said there's a movie. It's a Forrest Gump extended cut, and it's got 35 minutes or more of extended footage. I'm like, I'm sold. I'll put that in my veins. I've seen Forrest Gump enough that I don't own it. I probably won't for a long time.
What did you think my favorite movie was?
No, what I wanted you to say was Cabin Boy, because that's my number 1. I thought it'd be really cool if you liked Cabin Boy, because I love Cabin Boy. God, that movie's so ridiculous. I was gonna say Tammy and the T-Rex, but then I saw Cabin Boy was here, and I was like, these pipes are clean. I watched Cabin Boy in this era, thought it was hilarious. No one I know gets it, except Justin, my stout man, my platonic life mate. He fucking gets it. He's the only other person who understands Cabin Boy. Everyone I know thinks it's terrible. Like, you don't get it. That's all.
The both of you are probably like part of the 1% of the people who have even heard of this movie, let alone seen it.
All right, and we must mention, because people complain that we didn't say it. Yes, Pulp Fiction and True Lies both came out this year. Yes, they are both 10 out of 10 films. You're welcome. Moving on.
Also, 95. Star Trek Generations. I love it.
I saw that in theaters also with my friend Dallas. He was
Oh
part of
no.
he had like vision issues. I don't know what they call those when you're not blind, but you're not can't see well. What is I don't know. I don't want to insult him. I just don't know what that's. I'm ignorant. So we had to sit in the
No.
front
Yeah.
row, and we're watching the
Oh, okay.
movie, and we're just having fun with the movie. And like there's a crash sequence, and we're just like I was like just pretending I was hopping around in my chair because I was like so excited watching this fucking spaceship crash. It was so fucking cool. You never get to see that in a movie. Not like that. It's pretty
Oh no.
realistic, right? But yeah,
It is.
my mom got mad at me because I was embarrassing her because I was enjoying the movie too much, apparently. Anyway, 95.
I 95 is gonna be so difficult.
Oh, tell me about it. So many
Oh my
movies I
goodness.
want to talk about.
There's so many
All right,
movies.
I won't talk about Plan 10 from Outer Space until that's an amazing film.
I've
Uh,
heard of that one.
Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls is better than the first. Braveheart came out this year. Waterworld came out this year. Heat came out this year. This was a very good year of movies.
I have no idea what I'm gonna
Tommy
choose.
Boy, Friday, fucking Seven, Lord of Illusions, Hackers, Die Hard with a Vengeance, one of the best in that series. Tank Girl, Ghost in the Shell. I mean, like, I'm just naming off. Rumble in the Bronx is my number one. I'll go first there. Rumble in the Bronx. The Jackie Chan movie, of course. But, like, saw it in theaters, blew my mind, so good. Saw it 5 times in theaters. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times in theaters. Anyway, that was a wrestling reference you don't get.
I feel like this movie came out this year, but I'm not seeing it.
What movie?
So I apologize if I skip over it.
What movie?
Fifth Element. I thought that was a 95 movie, but I could be wrong.
It is 97.
97. Okay, good.
We got time.
We got time. Okay. So I have like a 12-way tie for first.
Holy shit.
No, listen, let me rattle off all the movies that I think I kind of like equally.
Okay.
Just in the first 3 rows of like the popular movies. So 7, which you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Toy Story, which probably is my number 1. Clueless,
Mm-hmm.
Jumanji.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Casper.
Okay.
We got GoldenEye. We do have Die Hard. I have a soft spot for Bad Boys. There's Pocahontas. There's Apollo 13. There's the Goofy movie. There's Ace Ventura. There's Billy Madison. Like, there's just I don't know how to I don't know if I can narrow it down to just 3 this time.
I also like
there's Batman and Robin as well?
Wong Fu. Thanks for everything. Julie Newmar is my number 2. Because once again,
okay.
very important to my baby train's brain.
I'm gonna go. Number 3 is going to be Jumanji.
Oh, such a good movie. I mean, everything named off was I didn't have any. Every movie you named off was a solid 3.5 or higher quality film. Like 3.5 out of 5. So like there's no bad choices there.
Ooh, Empire Records on here as well.
That's 96, I think.
No, it's 95.
No, it is 94.5. Yeah, it's a good one. So yeah.
Did you movie so far? Or
yeah, my number 2 was Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Okay, I think I'm gonna put number 2 is going to be the Toy Story.
All right. Well, I don't. Not what more can we say? Here's my number 1 is a tie. So we got 7, Hackers, Macross Plus, Lord of Illusions, Angus, Phobe, the Xenophobic Experiments, Strange Days, and Waterworld.
Wow, I didn't even get down to Waterworld. My goodness.
Waterworld is these are the ones I've rated. Waterworld is so underrated. Everyone thinks it's terrible, but most people haven't seen the extended cut with the alternate ending. The movie is so much better than people think. And people think like, oh, it sank and all this other shit. But like, I watched the documentary about it, over an hour-long documentary about the movie. The set sank, and then they literally just rose it off the fucking ocean floor and continued.
That's amazing.
So they built this fully functional floating set of this city. So it's like you gotta admire at least the work put into it, you know?
Oh yeah,
it's impressive as shit.
And then I gotta go. Apollo 13 is my number 1.
Ooh, that's a really good movie, but
That is. Listen, I've got a soft spot for Tom Hanks as well. So.
Also, Unusual Suspects and Heat; those are both really good too. Fuck.
Yeah, listen, this is just a great year for movies.
Power Rangers the movie, Virtuosity, Desperado. I went to page
Mortal
2. I went to page 2. The Doom Generation, Species, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Next Generation, which would have been my number 1 pick because it's part of my trans canon. I mean, I think I've told you the thing where I dress up as Leatherface for drama class. Did I tell you that story?
I don't think so.
So, drama class senior year, we are tasked with recreating a movie for our final project as a play, a short 15, 20-minute play. Me and the group I'm paired with all agree on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I had just seen part 4. Think about 4 first. Got Matthew McConaughey is this weird, crazy conspiracy guy, and whatever, all that other shit. But it's got Leatherface, and Leatherface is wearing women's clothing and a woman's face for the whole movie, half the movie. And I said, you know what? I'll be Leatherface, and I will wear the dress because I want to be that Leatherface. And no one respected that Leatherface back then, and I loved it. So I wore this dress for a week to get used to it. And the minute I put that dress on, I was like, oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I think at the time I didn't know trans people existed, so I thought it was a cross-dresser, but it was like a light bulb. It was like, oh, this is my future. I mean, I get it.
That's how it starts, man.
And then that was it. But I love that movie. It's a fun, silly. I think it's a great movie, but I think it's just hugely misunderstood by people. I know it's interesting. There's also Nemesis and Nemesis 2. So Nemesis 1. Alex is played by a male. And Nemesis 2 is 100 years later. It's the same character, Alex, but he's a female. She's a female.
No, I like
She's a female for the rest of the series. And no one ever says a thing about her being male prior. They just address her as she the entire time.
Oh, nice.
So it's secretly trans.
It's secretly trans. I agree.
I read an article about it like fucking 8 years ago. I wish I'd saved it, about how it's like a trans like sci-fi masterpiece. And I wish I could find that article. I really wish I would like to read it again. All right, so 90s. Oh yeah, and then in the second page, Doom Generation, totally underrated. Demon Knight, totally underrated. Showgirls, completely misunderstood, but that's okay. What else is it? I'm still on page 2 looking at things real quick. Indian in the Cupboard, everyone remembers that one. Johnny Mnemonic.
Yep.
I mean, like Mortal Kombat, Batman Forever. Like these are all like. Congo. These are all like very popular movies. Anyway, part 6, 1996. It's your first pick.
96 is also another very good year.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw out just like the first one, and this will change like by the minute. But I think I'm gonna go with the Romeo Juliet for number 3.
Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. Yes.
Yes, I love it. So
great fucking movie.
It's so great that the moment I was playing Dungeons and Dragons by then. No, I wasn't. Yes, I was, because this was in high school when I finally saw it. I was playing D&D by then. So the moment that he drew out his gun and it just said longsword along the side of it, I was like, yes, let's go.
So good. I love it. It's a great movie. Where the fuck is Romeo and Juliet? Wait, are we in number 96, right?
96.
Where is this fucking poster? I mean, I definitely rated it. I've seen it like a dozen times in the last couple of years. I bought the Blu-ray to watch. But where the fuck is this? How far down the list is this shit?
Turns out you rated it a 4 out of 10.
So Romeo, Juliet.
Romeo, oh Romeo, wherefore?
I mean, technically it's Romeo and Juliet. It's 1996 for me.
Yeah, that's what you're wrong.
Yeah, no. Why is it? It's rated 7 stars. Why is it not? Why is it not here with the 7-star movie? Oh, there it is. Fucking Christ. Goddamn little chameleon. All right, sorry, got distracted. All right, my number 1. But we're going to kill it. Good choice. Great fucking movie.
Thank you.
For me, 96 doesn't have as many good movies.
See, you are not a popular movie watcher. I have an idea for one of them for you.
Cronenberg's Crash.
That was not one of the ideas I had for you.
Okay. Well, Cronenberg's Crash is a fucking amazing movie. I just bought that in Criterion, actually.
My wife really likes Crash.
This actually has less movies by 4 than the previous year. It has 146 last year, the prior year, and this year 141. So I've seen a few less movies this year. All right, you're number 2.
Number two is going to be a slightly controversial pick, I think, because there's a lot of great movies this year. But I think I am going to go with Matilda.
Interesting. I don't know if I've seen Matilda all the way through, so I don't think I've
Oh,
rated
see,
it.
I mean, I feel like it's one of those it's one of those coming of age kind of
Can
movie type of
Can I be
things.
honest with
So
you?
yeah,
I thought you were gonna choose Jingle All the Way.
no, I enjoy it, but it's not on the top. Number two almost went to James and the Giant Peach, but I think I
It's a good one
remember
too.
the book more fondly than the movie.
Oh, I remember. I remember the movie so well. So good. My number two, The Phantom.
Okay, okay.
Fight. Is it Fight Evil? Smash Evil. Smash Evil. I was obsessed with this movie. There was a website with the history of every character, every person who's been the Phantom, every Kit Walker, how they died on the website for this movie. There's
Oh,
deep
so
information about
cool.
the Phantom's cave, about his horse, about his horse Spirit. I don't remember the horse. And he's got a wolf. Maybe the wolf's name's Spirit. It's been a while. I was obsessed then, not so much now. I think the great. I actually just recently watched a couple weeks ago with my friend Megan, as we were talking about Megan earlier. Loved it. So good. Treat Williams just chews up the scenery as the bad guy in that movie. He's so fucking good. Everyone's so good in that movie. Totally underrated in my opinion. You're number three? You're number three.
My favorite movie of the year is Independence Day.
The interesting thing about Independence Day, that was one of the last the big hurrahs for physical, practical effects. And the way they shot those scenes with the fire rolling down the street was they built a city and then they stood it on end and put the camera at the top and then it just exploded in a normal explosion.
Oh,
So it moves
I
down the
like that.
street.
That's a cool idea. Yeah,
And
my
and the other one thing I remember because there was a show called Movie Magic that talked about all the stuff that was on TV at
mhm.
the time. They put miniature furniture inside the White House so when it exploded, it had the right density of material.
Oh, I like
So
that.
there's enough debris flying through the air.
I like that a lot.
So
I part
they
of the
mini mocked up the White House to blow it up. I mean, that's just so much work for nothing. I love it.
part of the reason I like this movie so much is because me and the wife we watch it every Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and because of that, it's one of our traditions where we have for a lot of the major holidays and some of the not so major ones, we watch a movie, and it all started with Independence Day.
Independence Day is a great movie. I mean, it's cheesy as fuck. The sequel's terrible, but like the first movie's really good.
But sequel is pretty terrible, but
Like
yes,
I watched the
the
sequel
first
and the sequel just went right into the outgoing pile. Never do watch it again. Like
you,
that's
you don't
fine.
need to watch it more than once. You've seen it. You can understand why Will Smith died in between the two movies. It's fine.
I want to see Bound. I want to say Bound, but what I'm gonna really choose is From Dusk Till Dawn. Have you seen From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yes, I really like From Dusk Till Dawn.
Don't spoil this second half because I like the idea that people will watch the movie not knowing what's going on. Because I did this with my friend Andy. I was hanging out with him playing Magic the Gathering, and he's like, "Oh man, it's like From Dusk Till Dawn." He's like, "What? I've never seen that movie." I was like, "Nobody say a fucking word, Andy. Clean up your you win."
You win. Here you go.
We're going to my house right fucking now. We went to my fucking house. I sat him the fuck down. My wife comes out at the time. My then wife came out the house. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was watching From Dusk Till Dawn. She's like, "I'm like, don't say a fucking word. He's not saying a fucking frame of this, and he's gonna go in cold. I want this virgin baby broke." He watched that movie, and it blew his fucking mind when the mid break happened. He was like, "What?" He fucking. It's one of his favorite movies because of that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the kind of cinematic experience I adore. For me,
Yeah.
that's what makes it my favorite movie of that year. Mystery Science Theater, the movie was pretty big because I brought my friends to see Mystery Science Theater. They'd never seen it. They all fell in love with Mystery Science Theater from the movie. I had to pee again. Be right back.
Okay. When Elise comes back, I'm gonna ask her why she did not choose Mars Attacks. I was saving that one for her. I was actually growing up, I was terrified of Mars Attacks. I watched it like when I was way too young. I probably watched it in like 96 or 97, and I was terrified of that movie. Like I literally could not watch it. I was so afraid of the way that the aliens looked in that movie. But then I watched it last year, maybe the year before, and it's gotten so much better since then. I I don't understand. I don't understand why I didn't like it that first time. But at the same time, Jurassic Park is like my number two movie of all time, and my parents had to shut it off like literally 60 seconds into the movie because the guy gets pulled into the rafter cage like so early, and like that was just too much for me. It was literally just I could not handle it. I couldn't handle it, and I think that's kind of what happened with Mars Attacks. I think. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. Uh, 97, by the way. Here's the thing. I start watching more movies as I get older. So 97 is also another pretty good year. It's mostly just filled with like classics. And there's a movie that I kind of hope that Elise picks called Cube. If it's the movie that I'm thinking of, I think that she would be surprised that I have heard of it, but shh, don't tell anyone. She's coming back. Why, hello. Welcome back.
1997, right?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you why didn't how do you feel about Mars Attacks?
I like Mars Attacks. Good movie.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to
Saw
make
it in
sure.
theaters.
Ooh, nice.
Back when I used to watch movies in theaters.
So 97 is another full year for
So
me.
many good movies in 97.
So many good movies. So I think I'm choosing Hercules, Disney's Hercules, as my bottom of the barrel pick.
Wow.
I love Disney movies, and listen, whoever was like, listen, this movie is going to be about Hercules, the Greek hero. Let's get fucking Southern Baptist singers to do all the music. Whoever made that decision, genius, genius.
I'm gonna say, Event Horizon. My number 3.
Ooh, Event Horizon! I didn't even see that one. That was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Event Horizon is amazing.
And it's a shame we'll never see the director's cut.
Yeah, because it got lost in the Transylvanian caves and it wasn't stored
Not
properly
lost.
in the
Got
mines.
damaged, yeah.
Number
The reality
two
is
for
no one
me.
wants to take the money to restore something. It probably takes a lot of money to restore that.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness,
Mhm.
I get it. I get it. Event Horizon is not even showing up on the first. Oh no, it is. It is on the first page for me. Number 2 for me is gonna be Starship Troopers.
By the way, 97 was almost dead.
What?
This year was almost dead. 97.
Oh,
And what was your second movie?
Starship Troopers.
Mm.
It's great, and it's nothing at all like the book. My friend read the book because we liked the movie, and he's like, "No, it's nothing like the movie at all." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm not gonna read it. It's just it sounds so boring." But is like the perfect.
The book's great. I love the book.
Oh, do you?
It's different, you know.
It just yes, I love Starship Troopers. I think it's just a
The
great.
book is like pro-military, pro the idea of like military service being like required to vote type thing.
Yeah.
And the fucking movie just ravages all that fucking philosophy to shit because it's like, nah. That's a terrible idea.
I know, and that's why I love the movie so much.
My number 2, Spice World.
Spice World.
Spice up your
is
life.
Da-da-da-da.
A movie I
don't
didn't really like
remember.
until later, like 10 years later, but
Oh yeah, that's happened several times for me.
yeah.
My number 1, because I've already asked for it, is The Fifth Element. I love that ridiculous color saturated movie. It makes me happy every time I watch it.
Yeah. So, whose pick was it? I got lost track.
It's your pick now. I just did my number 1.
This year is hard to pick from. You skipped over Fifth Element again.
No, I just said Fifth Element.
Did you say? Oh, I wasn't paying attention apparently.
No, it's okay. You were your number one movie. It's
I
all
got
right.
distracted by fucking internet things.
You could say boobs. It's okay.
There were no boobs, okay? I would be honest to tell you there were boobs. I would say Life is Beautiful. What were you gonna
Sorry,
say?
while
What
you
did
were
think?
gone, I told everyone that you were going to choose Cube for one of your options.
Cube was good,
Uh,
but I don't like it that much.
I was just trying to guess what would be a top pick for you. So
That's fine. But Life is Beautiful, Princess Mononoke, Jackie Brown, my favorite of Tarantino's films. At least until actually I take it back. Hateful Eight's my favorite, but like before Hateful Eight, it was Jackie Brown. Jackie Chan's Mr. Nice Guy is really good. Jack Frost Killer Snowman film is good. Same year as the regular regular Jack Frost film. What else is here? Beverly Hills Ninja, which I need to rewatch to see if it even holds up anymore.
yeah.
Hey, look,
I
Air
should
Bud. Say what you want about Air Bud. It's not a good movie,
I
but
will.
it did spawn 20 fucking years of sequels.
Yeah, this is
Air
true. They've
Buddies.
also
Air Buddies is a spin-off from Air Bud, in case you're curious.
it is. I hear that a lot of dogs died to make Air
All of
Buddies.
those movies. Yes, all of those movies.
Oh man,
I
sorry.
have no
98
interest
is
in those
also a
movies.
stacked year.
All right. Also, another one is Future War from 1997. Watch the Mystery Science Theater release.
Okay.
Basically, it's shot in a box factory, and these dinosaurs sent back from the future to kill people. The dinosaurs are like hand puppets. It's really bad, but like with Mystery Science Theater, commentary, it's so hilarious. Oh my
It
god,
just gets even better. Okay.
so many
So-
choices. Holy crap, 98.
98 is
Coming
another
for
power.
us. 98's coming for us.
So let's start kind of towards like a bottom-ish. I'm gonna go with the highest rated one according to this, the Truman Show.
That's a fucking great movie. Holy shit.
It is a great movie.
And has a lot to say about the fucking world we were gonna be living in. We live in that world now, essentially.
Yes,
People
yes.
living lives 24/7. There's
I don't know what you're
surveillance
talking about.
everywhere.
I'm gonna
I'm
go
waiting
make
for-
a TikTok.
What was that?
I said I'm gonna go make a TikTok. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh lord. Let's
The
not
only
just
thing they
eject.
got wrong is the fact that like they had to they trick somebody into filming their entire life. Nowadays we do it. We're like, yeah,
Willingly.
whatever, it's fine.
Speaking of media that was speaking about the future we live in, there's a documentary called Homepage about the early days of
Okay.
the internet. And some of the things that they talk about are like that's social media. They're talking about social media before it ever existed. Like,
Oh, that's interesting.
and they were talking about like the way they like these people interact with their blogs. They're basically doing long form tweets, but their blogs are like 1,000 words, and you got to read their tweets. And then I make it write a blog and reply to your fucking blog, and then that's how it was back then. They weren't called blogs; they were like journals, or whatever. But
No, yes.
blog was later. But yeah, Homepage. I think, and you can go watch it right now on YouTube. It's someone uploaded a 60 frames per second upres that looks
Oh wow.
so good, and I mean like so fucking good. But it's a really good documentary about the early internet, and basically when you watch that movie, you're gonna realize I'm doing all those things that people were talking about, including the sex
Yeah.
in the sex chat room, even though I'm like 16 at this time. But all right, so my real pick though would be Dark City.
Oh, see, I've heard of Dark City. Literally have no idea what it's about.
Oh shit, you're in for a treat when you watch it.
Nice.
Finally, it's so good. It's right
It
up your
better be
fucking
vampire.
alley. It's a sci-fi horror film, but it's mostly sci-fi. Set in this
Nice. That-
bleak,
that is
noirish
actually-
world. You will like it.
Does it star Vin Diesel?
No.
I'm looking for an early Riddick movie.
Let's see. It
Okay.
does star William Hurt, Kiefer Sutherland, and Jennifer Connelly, though.
Yes, good. Sorry.
Vin
I only
Diesel,
know
what was he doing in 98? What was Vin Diesel doing in 98? Let's
He
find out.
may have been graduating high school in
Film popularity,
'98.
sort by earliest first. He started his film career in Breaking in the USA, Breakdancing, and Electric Boogie Taught by the Pros. Oh, this is not... Okay. His first movie was 1990.
Oh, okay. So, he's a little older.
97, he does Strays. 98, he does Saving Private Ryan. I forgot
Oh,
about that.
oh, he was in Saving Private Ryan. I didn't know
And
that.
isn't he the voice of the Iron Giant?
No, he's the voice of the Iron Giant.
Yes, he is! Ah!
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I was gonna choose that for next year. That's amazing.
That's good shit.
Okay, my number 2 movie for 1998, Armageddon.
Better than Deep Impact the year before. Armageddon's in the Criterion Collection, and Deep Impact is not.
Yeah. Yeah, I just everything about the movie is it's wrong. There's not like I love that they even put in my biggest complaint about the movie where isn't it easier to train astronauts how to use a drill? And they do some line and I'm like, "Sweet, I'll buy that."
Here's the thing. Anybody who expects realism in the movie is going to be disappointed a lot.
I don't. But I still enjoy. I still enjoy that they we're gonna head off the one.
Why are they
question
sending fucking roughnecks to space? Who gives a shit? Who cares? Just enjoy
Because
the movie.
I do.
Oh, actually, Deep Impact was earlier this year, in the same year. I take it back.
Yeah, Deep Impact same year.
Number 2. Right, that's my number 2 pick, right?
Number 2 pick.
Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island.
Oh shit!
The single-handedly revitalized Scooby-Doo, which was in dormancy for about 8 years, 9 years at that time. Also, that fucking theme song, since 1998, has been stuck in my head. It's terror time. Sorry. Just forever wedged sideways.
Wait. This is screwing me up. Do more of the song for me, please.
I don't know. I can't. No. I'm not gonna sing for you.
Okay, I gotta look it up because there's a song that I like on my Spotify playlist that sounds like it's terror time again.
That's
I think it's
Scooby-Doo. That's from Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. That's where that's from.
I did not know that. That's why
it's terror time again.
Yeah. Okay. 100%. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I hate my life.
It's good shit. It's one of the best Scooby movies.
And then
certainly the best in modern era, though there's
without thinking, this is part of my trans canon. My number 1 pick for the year, Mulan.
I can see that. I mean, I don't have to see it. It could be for whatever reason you want. I mean, I just
you understand where I'm coming from.
My number 1, also for my trans canon, Fucking Them All, aka Show Me Love. Lucas Moodysson from 1998. It is, I think it's a Swedish film. No, it's some Scandinavian, Nordic country, that area of the world. I don't know specifically. I don't want to insult anybody, but that's that neighborhood film, and it's a film about a high school girl who is figuring out that she's a lesbian, and I'm watching and thinking I'm a lesbian. I just feel like I felt like I get I don't know. There's something I felt resonant with those characters for some reason, and their lesbian love, and so I think that's why I'm a lesbian. Well, mostly a lesbian.
Maybe.
Look, Ernest P. Worrell was really hot. Okay, I just retweeted a photo of him. He's like, whoa, smoking. He was smoking when he was younger. I get it. He can get it.
He can get it.
Yeah. 99? 99? Or are we still talking? Sorry.
Yeah. No, we will do 99 because I like ending on the fact that we've done an entire year. Entire decade, I should say. But real quick, Waterboy came out in 98, and that movie caused me to laugh the hardest I think I've ever laughed at a movie. And it's dumb. It's when he just drives off unexpectedly on the souped up lawnmower. And I saw that and I laughed so hard for like 10 minutes. So
bonus shout out to Species 2 being the first film I saw rated R by myself at the Winnetka Theater when they was previously a drive-in, and they opened like a 12 theater thing or 10 theater or whatever it was. And that opening day, me and my friend Tom went and saw Species 2, and it's really awkward sitting next to your best friend watching a fucking threesome happen.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Weird. Anyway, it's a fun movie. I wouldn't say it's good. 1999. This year is going to be hard for me.
Okay, should we just exclude The Matrix? Or no, you don't. Yeah, we are. Okay.
Yeah, there's no reason to talk about it. We know it. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do the low-hanging fruit of the Iron Giant, or would you like me to?
I think we can just say that it goes without picking.
Okay, that one goes without saying as well. All right, then I'm going to go with the Blair Witch Project.
Ooh, that's gonna be. I was actually going to pick that.
No, oh my goodness! I didn't think we were going to share a movie. You can have this one.
One of my favorite found footage films of all time. When it came on TV, There was a thing called the Burkittsville 7. You can go look it up on Vimeo. The director put it up there.
Yeah.
The Burkittsville 7 documentary talked about the 7 people who had gone missing. Burkittsville Woods or whatever, right?
Yep.
Which is and they talk about Blair Witch as if it was a real thing. And my 17-year-old brain thought this was real for the longest time until I saw it in theaters, and I realized there's no reason they would release this in theaters if it were real. Like, it literally dawned on me halfway through the movie, like, oh, wait a minute, that's not real. Duh. Like, duh. But it's, I mean, I love found footage. It's one of my favorite genres. I watched a found footage film today, in fact.
Oh, nice.
My number 3, Bringing Out the Dead.
Bringing Out the Dead.
One of the best cinematic depictions of insomnia. It is a Paul Schrader written film. It is directed by Martin Scorsese. It stars Nicolas Cage as this ambulance driver who can't sleep. And all the weird, fucked up people in the underworld he visits, and ambulance driver. A paramedic friend of mine explained that it was like a pretty good explanation of some of the darker, more fucked up people who drive ambulances and work on you when you're dying.
Well, I mean, you can't get mentally sane people to do that.
Obviously it's a movie, so it's kind of played up a bit, but still.
So I think my number 2 movie, there's a 3-way tie for number 2. But no, I didn't realize this was in the running. Never mind.
Number 1 for me, but yeah.
Has been bumped up to The Mummy.
Ooh, I like The Mummy. Good movie.
The Mummy, I did not. I wish I had. For me, The Mummy is such a powerful movie. Like, I think it says a lot about a person. Like, when you say The Mummy, like, which version of The Mummy they think of. There's going to be people like you who are like, oh, yes, I love the Rodgers and Hammersmith 1932 version of The Mummy. And I know I got all the
Universal Monsters Mummy, but no.
And then there's like
Mummies are actually the Hammer Films ones from the 70s, but besides the
see? Yeah. And then like there's gonna be like a lot of people my age who are like, yeah, I love Brendan Fraser. Like he's just perfect for that role.
Fun movie. Legit.
And then there's gonna be like 4 people out there who are like, yeah, I love Tom Cruise in The Mummy, and everyone's like, no one watched that version. What are you talking about? But yeah, so the Mummy, it's just a great, perfect genre.
Shout out to the Scooby-Doo project, by the way. Do you remember that?
No.
So Cartoon Network did these Blair Witch spoofs with Scooby-Doo characters.
Oh, that's awesome.
Google, you can YouTube it. The whole thing's up on YouTube. It's like 30 minutes of cut. Like they were doing like a Scooby-Doo marathon, I think, and they just kept cutting between like them being lost in the woods. Like total scenes from the movie, but
I love that.
It's good shit. My number 2 is Beyond the Mat.
Oh.
I loved wrestling, I mean, growing up, but watching that movie pulled the curtain back, and like, I had been reading spoilers for a while, so like, in like 95, 96, 94, 93, 94, when I first got on the internet, I was in AOL chat rooms, and I got preyed upon by a sexual predator who pretended to be Shawn Michaels, the wrestler, and he totally could have fucked me if he didn't live a couple states over, and I wasn't an idiot.
Yeah.
I was totally enamored by the fact that it was Shawn Michaels. It wasn't him, obviously, but I like called this guy's house. I mean, like,
oh wow,
yeah. But I've been reading a place called, what was it called? Something like Iceman or Snowman or something like that. It's like they had like all the spoilers for the show because they were shot a week in advance, or sometimes 2 weeks in advance. Right, and so you would go there and like, this week's spoilers are this, and I was like super enamored with all the backstage like chicanery that was happening, like the drama. It's like a reality show when you really listen to it. Like the way these people like. A lot of people in the wrestling business are acquaintances who pretend like they're friends and talk shit about you behind your back.
That's why you gotta talk shit about in front of them.
But like also theater kids do this, and actors. It's a show business thing, apparently. Anyway. Beyond the Mat pulled the curtain back. I read Mick Foley's books after that. I was, like, totally enamored with the art of wrestling. Not necessarily, oh, look, I love this character. No. I like Mick Foley. And, like, why? Who cares about Mick Foley? Mick Foley is, like, the coolest guy there because he takes all
like
the cool
nicest person, from what I understand.
He's got the coolest fucking... Oh, he is. I met him 3 times. He's got the coolest fucking like promos, and now everybody loves him. But like back then, not many people liked Mankind. And then that King of the Ring happened in '98, and like that King of the Ring turned his fucking persona. Everyone, because he kept getting back up, and he came back down the ring with a fucking dislocated shoulder after being thrown through a table from the top of the cell, being thrown through the top of the cell to the ring, wearing a chair around his head. And then they got catered off, and a couple minutes later, he comes running back out from the back, his tooth hanging from his nose because he got knocked out of his mouth, up through his nasal cavity into his tooth, out of his nose. He had a dislocated jaw, dislocated arm, and he finished the match. And people were like, everyone fell in love with him after that.
Well,
like,
yeah, you can see
why. I mean, like, holy fuck. I can't believe he did that. It was just...
Can't believe he survived
no
that.
No one will ever top the mystique of Mick Foley. How did he do that? He's just built differently.
Yeah, he doesn't feel pain.
It's not true. He feels convinced. He's a lovely man. He is so kind and generous. Like we went to like the last live like he did like we went to one signing, and then we went to 2 comedy performances of his. And the second comedy performance, because we at this point started getting a rapport, replying back and forth on Twitter. He'd like reply to my wife.
Nice.
He messaged my wife because he was going to try to meet up with us at a Denny's and hang out before the show.
That's awesome.
It didn't happen because like he had some scheduled shit, and he messaged like, I can't actually make it. They're making me do this thing here, but like I was like, what? What's happening? Having a Twitter DM with fucking Mick Foley. What is happening?
That is awesome.
Twitter wasn't as big as it is now, obviously.
No. So I think that my favorite movie of 1999 outside of The Matrix is Star Wars Episode 1. I know that's universally panned, but I love it. I feel like
bad, just a weird choice.
I feel like it gets so much hate for no real reason. I don't find Jar Jar Binks to be any more annoying than C-3PO.
I find him more annoying than C-3PO, but I don't find him like off-puttingly annoying. He's just there.
I don't either. I love the pod race.
I love that he trolled the fans by making him a fucking senator and causing the great.
I also love that. Yes, that's a great headcanon I'm willing to accept.
Headcanon in the fucking movies. He's the one who he's the deciding vote to end the Republic and instill Palpatine.
I filled in words. I thought you were talking about the headcanon where people say that he became a Sith Lord.
Oh no, fuck that headcanon, whatever. Like you're allowed to have it, but I just like who cares? Like whatever. That's not in the movie. That's fun, but that's not that text isn't in the movie at all. Like if you have like you know what I mean? Like anyway, it's a good movie. I don't hate it.
Does he do that in the second movie, or does he do that in the first movie?
The third movie is when he votes.
Oh no, he does in the first movie because he becomes chancellor.
He becomes a senator. No, he becomes a something in number 2 and number 3. By number 3, he's a senator. He was something else in between a chancellor or not chancellor. Yeah, that's Palpatine.
So
he was a diplomat of some sort. I think he was part of Amidala's retinue or something.
Yeah, could be
for a while there.
But yeah, no, I really like it.
So it's a hard choice for me. Genre of the Wolf Brigade, American movie, 13th Warrior.
Ooh,
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest. I almost said that.
Audition.
Tarzan.
Being John Malkovich.
October Sky.
Oh. Stigmata.
Oh, wow.
You want a bad movie? Stigmata. End of Days. House on Haunted Hill.
House on Haunted Hill is I don't think it's a good movie, but I enjoy watching it. So it's a good movie.
I would say my number 1 movie is The Sixth Sense.
That is a perfect pick.
So, yeah, Sixth Sense is so good. I mean, it's everywhere. Oh, Office Space. That's another really great one.
That is another really good one. But it's also a great one.
Like, there's so many good movies that year. Toy Story 2's out that year.
Yep. Toy Story 2's out.
But yeah, I have to say, Man on the Moon. Actually, I take it back. Man on the Moon. That's my favorite movie for 98.
Okay, listen. I watched this when I was way too young. I didn't understand what the heck they were trying to do with this movie.
You know, what's interesting is I watched the True Hollywood Story before this movie came out, and so I had a primer before I watched it. But I didn't know who Andy Kaufman or anyone else was before that.
Oh,
I just saw Ace Ventura's in a new role. I'm gonna go see that movie.
okay. Here I
Okay.
go.
Last year 2000, because you got to go to bed because you're an old lady.
Oh, we're breaking into the 2000s.
Yeah, we're gonna at least finish. It's the 19th decade then, right?
Oh, we did 1990 to 1999. That's 10 years.
Oh, okay. I can't count. All right, cool.
No, it's okay. Decades
No.
are strange like
Yeah. I can't count. It's I failed math.
this way. Later on, when we don't have content for something else, we can do the 2000s.
Right? That was fun.
Well, it's fun. I really enjoyed this. And if anyone's listening, if you guys ever have like suggestions for what we should talk about, just let us know. We're always down to talk about
Always.
just about
You
anything
can come
nerdy.
talk to us about anything. You just prompt
Yeah.
us for a question. We'll start talking to you about it. Like,
Oh yeah, 100%. We're
Chatty
down
Cathy's.
for whatevs.
I'm a chatty Cathy, you're a chatty Karen, but like whatever. Forgiveness.
Yeah, listen. I need to talk to your manager. That's all I'm saying. So.
Okay, I'm your manager. What?
What?
I
don't like the way that you think you're better than me because you've seen movies and I've seen like 12.
Shout out to Pimps Up Hose Down for being that documentary I saw on HBO in 1999. I definitely shouldn't have seen, and also because I was enthralled by Mr. White Folks. He was this white, like albino-esque pimp. His name is Mr. White Folks. His real name is White Folks.
I don't even know what to say about that.
You can YouTube Mr. White Folks, and there's all sorts of like this is a very misogynistic world.
What?
But I saw way too many documentaries about sex and shit before I should have. I grew up on real sex,
Big surprise.
and Taxi Cab Confessions. I watched all those. So yeah, I think that's everything, right?
I think that is everything, unless you want to add anything right here at the end.
I don't think there's anything more to add.
Okay, well then, you know what? Thank you everyone for tuning out, and I hope everyone stays safe, stay healthy, and I love y'all.
Bye, everybody!